Good morning, everyone. Happy Thursday. It is Jermaine Miller, and I'm so excited to be here with you guys today. I want to first start off by just really applauding you guys for the step that you have taken. Yesterday was a phenomenal day for you guys, and I'm so sorry I was unable to be there sharing with you guys in this monumental moment. And what I want to share with you guys with that is when you guys have a dream and there's something that you want to accomplish in life, which we all have now. I mean, there's got to be something that we want to see happen in this world because we showed up. Nobody is going to believe in your dream more than you. When you first start having this dream and you start talking about the things that you want to accomplish, people will look at you and say, you know what, you're nuts. This is just, they may say that, we're by you, but when you really need those people and when you really need someone in your corner, most of the time, people don't really believe things gonna happen until they actually see it. And by then it's too late. So I really want to congratulate you guys for taking that step, because what you have to understand is you guys are the new generation. You are the people who are going to create an impact and empower the people behind you. And if you don't do that, nobody's going to do that for you. If you're going to fight with life and fight with the circumstances and fight with things that's going on, that's not going to change the course of your future. What's going to change the course of your future is you creating the path and going in that direction. In fact, one of my favorite quotes, Henry David Thoreau, he said, "Don't go where the path may lead, but go where there's no path and blaze a trail." And that's what I want you guys to continually focus on. And that is going in a path where there's nobody there and blazing a trail, whether that's with your future, whether it's with your relationships, whether it's with the things that you really want to see while you're here on this earth, because each and every one of us was born with a purpose. My purpose is not the same as your purpose, but guess what? You do have a purpose. Your voice needs to be heard. In fact, I was talking to my mentor recently, and yes, I go through some things in life that seems a little bit challenging. And with everything that's going on, I found myself people watching. People watching could just be what everybody's doing on social media or what's happening on the news or whatever. I'm just people watching, and I'm saying to myself, how do I fit in? My message, who I am as an individual, how do I fit in and impact the world? And I think a lot of us feel the same way. It's just like, so many things are going on in life right now. What happens if I go and start my business? Or what happens if I finish school? Or what happens if I go out there and I advocate for somebody who has had injustice done to them? What happens if I go out there and just do something different? Will anybody hear me, or will anybody listen to me? There's so many people already doing that. And here's what my mentor shared with me. He said, Jermaine, don't look to the right. Don't look to the left. Focus on your dream, your goal, and the people who need to hear you will hear you. And that's what I want to share with you today, because many of us, we're not doing anything because we're so afraid that nobody's going to hear our message. Nobody's going to hear our vote. Nobody's going to hear our rallies. Nobody's going to listen to what we actually want to accomplish. But that doesn't matter. Here's what matters. Number one, you're going after what you want to do. And number two, you're actually doing it. Success is not some magic mystical stuff. Here's the definition of success. Success is doing something you wanted to do because you predetermined you wanted to do it. So that event that you guys did yesterday, that you guys were there and rallying and standing up and supporting your people, that was a success. It doesn't matter how small it was. You have to learn to go out in the forest or go out in the fields. And even when there's nothing there, when it's bare, dry, you got to say, you know what, even though this is small, even though it was small, I still did it. And after that, things start to grow. It's like I was having a conversation with one of my clients the other day, and we were talking about that. I said, when a farmer plants the seed, he doesn't see in the physical world right now his beautiful forest or his beautiful garden. He doesn't see that in the material world right now at this moment. I can't see that. But in his mind, he knows the moment that I plant this seed, eventually the things that I want in this garden is going to be here. And I just can't stop by planting the seed. So you guys, the same thing. You can't stop now because you just planted the seed and you expect things to happen, because guess what? Weeds take the garden. What I mean by that is, regardless of if you plant the seed, you have to be in that garden every single day, making sure these weeds don't take the garden. Because if you remember, I talked about this weeks ago. Weeds have three things they do here while they are living. One, they grow in abundance, which means they grow a lot. Number two, you don't need a seed to plant weeds. And number three, the only job a weed has is to make sure the nutrients are taken out of the soil so that the good crops don't grow. And so we can't think that by default, just because I planted my idea or I planted my seed, that I could leave my garden and everything good that I want is going to appear. No, every single day you have to be working on your dream. Every single day you have to be working on your goals. Every single day you have to be working on the idea or the thing that you want to accomplish until it materializes. You know, the difference between animals and us, like animals or trees or plants or whatever the case may be, is they have a fixed life. The animal, just, he's an animal. He can't change his circumstances. He can't do things that he wants to do. He just has this life. The same thing with the plant. The plant is like, listen, I gotta grow, and this is the only thing I could do. If the circumstances aren't what I want them to be, the plant can't get up and move. It's not gonna happen. It has to stay there and weather the storm. But we have the power. If it's not what I want, guess what? I don't gotta accept this. And no, I don't have to live like this either. So when it's my dreams or my goals or the things that I want to accomplish in life right now, guess what? My circumstances is only making me who I want to be. So if I don't like this, I can change them. If I don't like the direction my life is going right now, I can change that. If I want to build a business, if I want to become a millionaire, if I want to be an advocate, whatever it is that I want to accomplish, whatever it is that I want to do, write a book, read a book, start a club, whatever it is, I can do it because my situation is not fixed. I can change. I can do it. And a lot of people are struggling right now, even the older adults, because they think that their circumstances, or they think that life is fixed. This is not fixed. You can change it. Some of the most unique individuals have become great in life because they realize something. Hey, listen, man, this is not how or the way I want to live, and I'm willing to do the things today others won't do, so I could have in the future the things others won't have. Because you have to be willing to sacrifice today. What are you sacrificing? Are you sacrificing getting up early, going to bed late, working on your dream? Are you sacrificing getting away from the wrong-minded people to focus and getting around the right group of people? If you can't find that, are you willing to create the right group of people? That's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about your dreams. That's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about your goals and your ideas. You can't hang around weeds and expect to live a life that the roses or the lilies will live, because every single day you're going to be fighting against those weeds. And those weeds, man, they ain't no joke. You know, I was on a call last night with a friend of mine. She's in her late 30s. And I picked something up the other day, which I usually do often when I see certain people online or something like that, or they may just drop into my to my spirit, they like to call. And so I reached out to her and I said, is everything okay? And she said, no, Jermaine, I'm going through something right now. So I said, you know what, call me. Let's have a conversation. Let's talk about some of the things that you're going through, because right now we're going through a very, very trying time. You know, it's funny because I asked myself this question. I want you to ask yourself this question too today. And that is, with all of what we got going on today, I mean, it is a lot. This is one of the most traumatic times that anybody has ever been through. And you guys are actually getting through it. You're maneuvering. So I want to applaud you for that. Here's what I want you to ask yourself. It's a question I asked myself recently, and that is, instead of focusing on all of the negative stuff that's going on every day, and trust me, it's a lot of it, what can I accomplish through this, that when I accomplish it, I'm no longer thinking about all of the things that's going wrong? And so I wrote this list of all of the things that I want to accomplish while we're in this quote unquote pandemic. And it was very, very therapeutic to me, because now I'm saying to myself, well, if this pandemic is another 3 months or another 6 months or another year, I'm not focused on the time that we're in this pandemic. What I'm focused on is what I'm going to accomplish while we're here. That's the most important thing. What are you gonna accomplish now? A lot of us, or a lot of people, what they're doing is they're waiting until circumstances get better. They're waiting until this quote unquote thing goes away. I'm waiting till this stuff returns back to normal. And what people do when they wait, guess what happens with life? When you are not willing to take the risk, chances are life will happen to you. So you can't sit here waiting. What do you want to accomplish now? Not in 6 years, not in 5 years, not in even a year. What would you be able to look back and say, you know what? We were going through one of the most trying times. This is something I'm talking to my kids about. But guess what I did? I wrote 3 books. I finished college. I started saving money. I got away from negative thinking. I let some people go who no longer service or no longer was in my life for the purpose or the reason. I started new things. I started new disciplines. I lost some weight. I was doing certain things that I really want to do, because this pandemic, it caused me to be creative. And a lot of people don't want to be creative. This is one of the most self-reflecting times in life. I know for me, every single day, I'm self-reflecting, because I want to know, what can I do now? What can I do different? You know, iPhone was so incredible about iPhone or Android or whatever, is they require an update all the time. And a lot of people don't update themselves. They don't update their mind. They're still operating on an operating system from 5 years ago, thinking that those things are going to change their life. So here I am talking to my friend, and she's saying, Jermaine, listen, I was getting ready to start going after my dream. I was getting ready to start going after the thing that I really want to do, but I just been parked. I've been sidelined. Like, I'm literally on the sideline right now, and I'm not moving. I'm like a deer caught in the headlights. What can I do? And a lot of us are feeling like, how do I become impactful right now? What is something that I can do? And that's what you got to start thinking about. You have to stop thinking about you and start thinking about how you can impact other people. And that's what I talked about with her. I said, you can't be selfish and not move, because there are people waiting on you, your story. Yes, your testimony, your purpose, the thing that you were supposed to be here, designed to do. People are waiting for you, not me, not Jamila, not Yandy, not anybody else that comes on this. I want you to know today that you're impactful, you're empowering, you can change the world, not just us. We are waiting for you to tell your story, to tell people how you got through one of the most trying times and you're living your dream. You know, even though I might speak to hundreds of thousands of people on a daily basis, even though I might have written some great books, even though I can be impactful and empowering with the story, guess what? My story is not the same as your story. So people are going to listen to you a lot different than they may listen to me. And guess what? It's okay. There's billions of people in this world that are waiting to hear your story and waiting to hear your voice. You know, I love nature. Nature is one of the most powerful stories. If you follow nature, I mean, it can tell you so much and teach you a lot. And I'm looking at the oak trees recently, and what I discovered with the oak trees is they have 500 years usually on Earth, right? So they're here for 500 years. They got 500 years to live. But they don't know they're going to live 500 years, just like we don't know how long we're going to live here on this earth. But they have to go through a process. And that process is, trees have 2 jobs. One is to give more life, meaning they give more life when they produce the seed. The second is they help us breathe. They give there's oxygen that flows through trees and shade. There's so many different things the trees are here for. But here's what I realized. In the first 30 years the tree is living, this oak tree, it only produces one acorn. Now within this acorn, there's a seed inside this acorn. An acorn is just another oak tree sleeping. But if its job is only to produce acorns, why does it take 30 years for this tree to produce an acorn and it's only producing it once? I mean, man, 30 years. Imagine living for 30 years and you only accomplish one thing. And I'm looking like this oak tree like, man, you got something greater in you. There's got to be something more. But here, this oak tree from years 30 to 74, it does produce the acorns, but now it's producing it inconsistently. And what I mean by that is it's not producing on a consistent basis. And sometimes in life, that's what happens to us. We accomplish one thing and then we just never go back to accomplishing things again. Or we're inconsistent, meaning I'm starting and I'm stopping. I'm doing and I'm changing my mind. I'm not really sure this is what I want to do, so I go do something else. And then I'm not sure that's what I want to do, so I go do something else. But here's what this oak tree does in year 75. It starts to produce acorns and it produces it consistently. But what I learned was throughout the process of these 75 years, guess what? It was growing. And it was only getting to the point in which it can get to so that it could produce things consistently. And so what I want you guys to really, really think about today, when you're looking at your dreams and when you're looking at your goals, hey, listen, it can be inconsistent and it can look like this thing ain't even possible. But here's what you must understand. We have to grow to the people that we're supposed to be so that we can produce things consistently. When the oak tree was going through the things, guess what? In all the 75 years that this oak tree was on earth, it had the weather, storms, hurricanes, rains, all kinds of treacherous. It may have lost some leaves. In fact, it loses leaves in the fall and gains it in the winter. I mean, that's traumatic in of itself. If the tree is looking at its leaves one minute and the next minute is gone, it's like, man, every time I turn around, I'm losing my leaves. But this tree has a purpose. And he knows it. I'm growing to my maximum height and I'm going to give this thing my all. And you know, Henry David Thoreau once said, if a man advances confidently in a direction of his dreams and endeavors to live the life that he's imagined, he would meet with success unexpected in common hours. And that's exactly what this tree did. It finally met with its success, but it was unexpected in common hours. What that means is we don't know when the dream is going to materialize. I don't know, but what I do know is this is what I want to do. So I'm not going to sit on the sidelines. I'm not going to wait for support. I'm not going to wait for money. I'm not going to wait for somebody to tell me my idea is good. I'm not going to wait for somebody to push me off the ledge. I'm not going to wait. I'm going to get up every single day and I'm going to work hard and hard and hard on my dream until it materializes. And I don't know what time that's going to be. I have no idea when this thing is going to finally happen for me. But the thing is, I'm not focused on the how-to. The only thing I'm focused on is what I want. So even though this tree was finally producing these acorns consistently in year 75, guess what it realized? I still have 425 years to live and I'm gonna live. And that's what I want you guys to think about as we're going through all of these things. What are you willing to do today that others won't do? Because you're gonna live your dream if you know what your dream is. You got to decide today, this is what I want to accomplish. This is what I want to do. And in spite of what I see on social media, despite what I see online, Despite what I see, all of the negative things that's happening around me, guess what? I know I got a purpose and I'm going after that. I can't hang around people that's not going after the same thing that I want. I can't be around people that are not talking positive things into my life so that I can continue to grow. That those positive words, those positive affirmations, those positive things that I want in life is exactly like the sunshine in the water for the trees. If they're not getting that, they're withering away. So I want you to think about that today. If you're not getting that, what environment can you get into that helps support your dream, that helps support the idea, that helps support the things that you really, really want to accomplish now in this day and age? And so when I'm talking to my friend, I was telling her, I said, what is one of the things that's holding you back right now? And she really couldn't tell me anything other than the fact that it was her. And most of us don't realize that. We are self-inflicting ourselves away from our dreams. We're literally hand-holding ourselves and walking away because of fear. Because one day somebody's going to say something because of my dream. But listen, if you're going to be great in life, eventually, that greatness starts within you. That greatness starts when you realize, guess what, baby? I don't care what's going on. I have greatness. I have something special in me. I have greatness. And guess what? I'm valuable. A lot of people are losing their lives. They don't have the will to live anymore because they don't believe that there's greatness in them. People are walking themselves to the grave every single day because they just don't believe that life is worth living. There's something more valuable than where I am right now. And that valuableness is me. Not anything I can get, not the houses, not the cars, not any of that stuff. That's not what brings me value. What brings me value is knowing that I am valuable too. I got a voice and there's something that I'm supposed to do while I am here. So no, life isn't fixed. If you don't like the way things are today, you can change it. You're not a tree, but you have to make this a habit every single day. It has to be a habit. Aristotle once said, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence then is a habit. What he meant is what we do on a daily basis and what we repeatedly do equals whether we win or whether we lose. So I want you to ask yourself, what am I doing on a daily basis that equals excellence? Am I operating in excellence? Am I making sure this world is a better place because I showed up? Yes, little old powerful me. Am I looking at this world like, what can I do to actually impact and empower this world? And I don't have to impact and empower older people or people younger than me. I can impact and empower my age group. What can I do different for the age group? Because some people that are in my age group, they're lost and they're waiting for somebody like you. Yes, you. They're waiting for them to come on here, tell your story of how you were able to overcome the adversities of life, the challenges of life, the obstacles. I was talking to my daughter the other day. She's 13 years old. And I said, you know how many 13-year-olds are going through so many different things right now? Do you know how powerful and impactful you can be if you show them some of the things that they're going through and how they can get over those things? Simple things like how to not be overwhelmed by social media, how to focus on going to school and becoming a straight A student. Because when you learn to become a straight A student, or when you learn to operate in excellence, it starts from when you go into school. All of these are habits that people bring throughout their life. Timeliness, promptness, respecting adults. These are things that are habits that we create for our lives. So when people come to appointments or meetings late, that's not something that they just started doing. They were always doing that. So I want you to think about some of the habits that you have today? Are you getting up late and looking at the ceiling? Or are you getting up early in the morning and saying, you know what, I got a purpose and I don't need my alarm clock. My dream wakes me up every single day. It doesn't matter what's going on, what happened yesterday. I know I can't do nothing about yesterday, but I know I can do something about today and what's going to impact and empower my future by what I do today. You know, everything we have today and all of the things that we've thought about in the future is why we are where we are today. And a lot of people don't want to own up to that responsibility. But just because life may seem challenging today, that doesn't mean that you're a failure. And there's a lot of us that actually, myself included, because I don't want to exclude myself, we sometimes feel like failures. And I mean, I'm talking 19, 25, 40, 50, 60 people are walking around thinking that they are failures. And here, let me share something with you. We as individuals are not failures. That's not who we are. We just failed to make the right decision or to do the thing we knew we should have done when we should have done it. So now the sum total of all of that looks like failure, but that doesn't mean we can't change. That doesn't mean we can't be responsible going forward and saying, hey, listen, man, I messed up in the past. There's some things that I should have done. I don't have to beat myself up no more for that. I'm walking confidently in the direction of my dream, but it's very important that you know exactly what you want. And that's something that we have to stay on top of every single day, even though I may not see my dream in my hand when I first start talking about it. When I first start thinking about it, I have to know that I'm planting the seed and every single day I'm going after the dream. So I want to really, again, congratulate you guys today because you guys did something monumental. You guys had the courage. One of my favorite quotes by Rollo May, he said, the opposite of courage in our society today is not cowardice, it's conformity. And that's what the problem is. A lot of people are just conforming and they're doing things that everybody else is doing. It takes courage to step out there and say, hey, listen, I'm not going to stand up for this no more. It takes courage to look at your life and say, yo, you know what? I don't like this. There's something else greater. It takes courage to walk away from a bad past. It takes courage to say, I'm going to be impactful and empowering to people to help them change their lives. Because if I don't do it, I don't know who else is going to do it. It takes courage. But what I want you guys to understand is just because yesterday was a day, that doesn't mean you stop. Just because yesterday was a success that I applaud, that doesn't mean you stop. That means you continue to go after. And this is why your dream has to be progressive. This is why you have to see something larger than life, because some of us will accomplish something. That's true. Yes, we did accomplish this thing. Great. Hooray. And then we stop. So you got to have something that's so large, it's so high up in the sky that I'm constantly growing. I'm constantly getting toward it. It's like me. I finished my second book. It took me 6 days to write the book. But a lot of people are asking, how did you write a book in 6 days? Well, I wrote one book and I went through so many things. The first 2 years of me writing it, I had an overflow to write into the second book in 6 days. But it was trial and error. It was trial and error. But guess what? Just because the book comes out August 22nd doesn't mean I sit on the sidelines and cheer myself to death. No, I'm back writing again, or I'm back focused on something else, or I have another timeline for something. You have to, just because you did one thing doesn't mean yesterday is over and we don't have anything else to go after. So now I want you to challenge yourselves as you really look at life, as you really look at how impactful you can be, as you really look at the changes you can make, not just waiting for a new president, a new vice president, new Congress, new mayor, anything. I'm talking about you, your voice, as you look at how you can change life, how you can impact and empower people. I want you to start raising your goals. Not just things that you know how to accomplish, not just things that you think you can accomplish, but raise your goals, lift them up so that you're constantly going after something larger to you. You can't just stay here. Yesterday happened. That's gone. What can we do to build on for our future? What can I do now that's going to impact again and again and again? And you got to be relentless. You can't just sit here and say, you know what? Well, we said what we said, and we had some flyers and some signs, and we posted it on social media. That was just one day. The people that go to greatness, the people that achieve their dreams, guess what? They are relentless. I'm not stopping because I wrote a second book. I'm not stopping because I impacted 2 or 3 people. I got a bigger goal. I got a bigger vision. I got a bigger dream. And you got to know that. You got to be relentless. Yes. Every single day. I don't need an alarm clock. My dream wakes me up.
Woo! Brother. Yes. Jermaine, it has been such a pleasure speaking with you all of these weeks. This was our last and final town hall today.
Oh, man, I didn't know that.
What a way.
I didn't know that.
It's our last and final. I mean, this Swept Summer program has been absolutely amazing. But let me just tell you how God uses you and how you're so aligned with everything that we've been talking about, telling the students about their voices matter. Then yesterday they got to see. It's one thing for somebody to tell you something, but it's another thing to see and to know. I woke up this morning to the New York Times, to the San Francisco Chronicles, to the Washington Post, to the Taiwan News. These students are all over international news.
Wow.
With this rally. And like you said, it can't be one day.
No.
One day just doesn't count. What are you going to do to keep this thing going? So you know what the students are doing, Jermaine? They're going to be going from city to city, state to state, helping to organize the voices of other student leaders all across this nation. And it started with a dream. It started with an idea. It started with a goal. It started with some training. It started with some resources. And look at where we are now. So
listen, I don't know if you heard me say it, but it's the truth. A lot of us are trying to impact other people. And I said, we can impact the people in our age group. And what you said is just so powerful because, yeah, you can go to city. There's a lot of people in this age group that are just waiting for somebody to come in that they could jump on and go move with them, or they waiting to be motivated by somebody to do something. And here you go. So even just this age group alone can make such an impact.
They are it. Meaning my students are incredible. They are some of the most talented kids that I've ever seen. I mean, yesterday just was. I'm so full right now. I don't even know what to do. But Jermaine, I just want to tell you from the bottom of my heart, I'm looking forward. You know, last week I got your book, your second book. Guys, if you haven't done so, you got to support Mr. Miller. Get that second book. And Mr. Miller, we're going to be outside of City Hall again tomorrow. I know yesterday you couldn't do it, but I know some of my students, they want to see you face to face.
Okay, all right.
Saw you over the camera, but they want to greet you in person, and they want to tell you how much over these past 6 weeks you've impacted their lives. So I'm hoping you can show up.
Yes. City Hall in the city in Brooklyn.
In the city of East Orange, the great city of East Orange.
Okay, all right. Got it.
Okay. So thank you so much, Mr. Miller. God bless you and continuous success. You've definitely touched and poured on the hearts of many. Have a blessed day.
All right, you too.
So hello, everyone. It is going down. So much to talk to you about, so much that's happening. But I want to introduce my sister, my friend, my partner in crime, Yandy Smith. Where you at, Yandy? Where you at? Okay, Miss Smith. Miss Smith is coming in. Okay, we're having a little technical difficulties. But as we prepare, guys, it's so much to talk to you about. Like I said, I woke up to the news and I'm just like, yo, like that's not normal. I just want you guys to know it's not normal. It's not normal for students to organize and make the New York Times. How crazy is that? I just want to let you know I'm so proud of you. I just want to let each and every one of you know that I am so, so, so proud that you know the power of your voices. Today is a new day, and the power is just so crazy right now. So we got Yandy coming in. She got a whole list of guests for y'all that's going to come speak to you. You know, we got a bunch of other things happening, a bunch of surprises today. Yandy, how are you, Yandy? Yandy? Okay, we're going to get Yandy's technical devices together. But in the in-between time, I want to do a check-in. How y'all feeling out there? Let me see the comments. How y'all feeling? Are y'all charged up this morning? Are y'all ready to complete the sweat program on a high? What's going on with y'all right now? How y'all feeling? Are you feeling like you are change makers and change agents? Because that's who you are. That's who you are. You are greatness. You are kings and queens created for amazing things, to do great things. You got to be charged up today, because I know I am charged up. Quan Holmes, you said you're feeling great. That's what I'm talking about. Who's seen the newspapers? You guys, not only you made the Star Ledger in your city, not only are you listed on NewJersey.com, you guys are all posted all across the country. Who saw the Pix 11 special with Ayanna Harry talking about the things that you guys are doing in the great city of East Orange? Have you seen it? Have you seen it? There's so much to be proud about today. Mayor Ted Green talks about EO pride. You should be proud today. Good morning, Andy. How are you? Good morning.
I'm amazing. Hey, I hear you.
Yeah, your Wi-Fi is not the greatest there.
You can't see me?
We can see you. Go ahead, continue
no,
to talk.
You know what? All of my kids are on home. I don't know if it's slow because of that. We have 3 computers that are doing homeschool right now upstairs. Am I breaking up?
Okay. You're coming in. You're coming in. It's lagging a little bit, but you're coming in.
You know what? So I'm going to see if I go out. Hold on. I'm going to go upstairs and I'm going to go outside.
Okay. So while she's doing that, I just wanna feel good this morning. I want to feel good. That's right. That ego pride. That's right. That's right. That's right. That ego pride. You know what, Lydia? Let's do this. Let's go ahead and go hit that whole recap. Let's hit that whole thing, and let's let the kids see what's happening with them and what's going on. It's okay. Let's go ahead and play that thing.
Maurice Gordon stopped breathing when he took 6 bullets to his body, while a New Jersey state trooper still had the audacity to put him in handcuffs. He couldn't breathe. Breonna Taylor stopped breathing when 3 officers carelessly ransacked her home with a bogus warrant and shot her 8 times while she was sleeping in her bed, and she couldn't breathe.
Hundreds of students rallied in East Orange, New Jersey this afternoon to raise awareness around the case of Maurice Gordon.
As a young person of color, I'm tired of seeing the names of our people being added to a never-ending list.
They did a 6-week course on social justice led by Until Freedom team, and they were passionate about getting justice for Maurice Gordon.
This time, more than any other time, young people are being radical, and I think that that's what's going to really lead to change.
So today, the student ambassadors of the SWEAT program are my clients. And so I'm going to support you in manifesting and presenting your vision for the 21st. How can we represent your program and what you've been learning in your program?
Well, in our class, we have many producers. We have sound and mixing engineers. So maybe some of us can come up with beats to play at the festival. We're also doing a project where we're making a song, and we hope for that to be like the anthem of the SWEAT program.
Right now, we actually got a test on braiding, like doing a braid that we learned, like using a model or something. So that could be something like everybody showing off for braiding.
I'd like to see you guys have some booths set up outside where you guys can actually do makeup on different people. So whether it be a contest, whether it be, you know, a transformation to show what you learned, I think that would be super dope.
I was gonna suggest, like, for the media and podcasts, that since we all have Instagram, like, we could actually like go live on our Instagrams and stuff, and like that's one way we can draw attention to like the festival and stuff like that, and let it be known like what we're doing and stuff. And that's for the title. I was gonna suggest websites, but I saw everybody putting it in the chat already.
Hey y'all, welcome to class. And so a really cool project which we're going to do again with you guys is called a PSA. So a PSA stands for a public service announcement. Think about a trending issue that's going on in your world that's relevant, something that you experience. And then lastly, you want to film your PSA. So you want to think about what you want it to look like, and then we're going to literally record it and edit it on iMovie. I know you guys can do it. It's going to be dope.
Hey, listen up. So, 2020 Census is coming up and we need your help. Every 10 years, a count is conducted by the U.S. Census Bureau to get the exact or estimated population number. This ensures that billions of dollars in federal funding go to hospitals, emergency services, schools, housing, roads, and other resources based off of census data. For this to happen, we need everyone to count, including you. Via mail, online, or on the phone, we ask you to fill out a simple questionnaire. It consists of questions such as the amount of people living in your home, along with their ages and their sex. All questions are confidential, and things such as bank information, social security, and immigration papers will not be needed. With COVID-19 affecting all over the world, death rates and cases constantly increasing, unemployment passing over to 50 million people being out of business, and education, and constantly more and more problems rising every single day, we need to get back on track. The 2020 Census will be able to provide such funding that will give us the big assistance to get back on track. The Census Bureau's ongoing surveys of businesses will also assist in measuring the economic impact of COVID-19 and other emergencies and help the country's eventual recovery. This can only be possible if you and others fill out the census. Please, help shape our future and communities by making sure you count. Everyone counts.
Yes, yes, and more yes.
Can you see me now? Oh my
I can
gosh,
see
I'm
you
like
now.
outside
Can
the
you
house. So inside my house, there are 3 people using the computers, all the kids, and Mendici's on a call. So it's like the Wi-Fi's acting crazy. This remote learning is insane. But Jamila, I am so fired up from yesterday. I can't even express to you what I feel. I went to sleep last night so fulfilled, so encouraged, so inspired by these young, amazing, beautiful scholars. It was so good to meet and hug so many of you. Jamila, you don't even understand what that did for me. I'm getting all kind of hits. When I tell you the guests that we have coming on today, it's only because they saw what we're working with. And it was like, oh no, I gotta be down. I need to talk to them. I am so excited about the guests we have today. I've been excited about most of the guests always, but today is something different, Jamila. It's really something different.
Well, before I pass you the torch, because I'm about to pass you the torch, I just want to give a special shout out. Our students been through a lot this week. You know, we've been through struggles trying to get it together, fighting energy. I want to personally shout out Mecca. That's one of our students who definitely has been using her voice. She created the PSA that we just displayed. Shout out to Mecca. That was amazing, amazing, amazing. Absolutely. Shout out to my students who took leadership positions, right? And did their thing with organizing yesterday's rally that made international press. Forget national press. My babies made international press.
Crazy.
How about that?
I'm so proud. It just really warms my heart to know that there are young people that are on the front line really caring about their future. Because honestly, our time here is shorter than their time here. So it's only right that they understand how relevant they are right now. Not waiting till they're 30 like us or waiting until they're older. Right now, because every single issue that affects us in this world, they're going to inherit. They're going to inherit. So why not be a part of that change? And they were fired up. And I already know that those people there, I can't even say what they about to do. They don't even understand what they're getting ready to do.
Yeah, I just want to tell you, I have been being hit up by other mayors now. They want our kids to come to their cities. So we're about to travel, baby. It don't stop at Schwepp. We are traveling. We're going to use our voices, our platforms to create and make a difference. And that's what we spoke about the whole program. The whole program was about finding your voice, knowing who you are and knowing whose you are. You understand? And our students did just that. So I'm super excited. So I'm getting out of here because I already know your lineup is going to be woo, woo. And hold on, special shout out to my son, Kawan Warren. He was like, he did the edits and the recaptures, and everything. His students have taken a part of this program and they're doing amazing things. So I want to shout out Mr. Warren. I got to call him Mr. Warren now. You know, this is professional environment.
Oh,
Mr. Warren. Mr. Warren, we appreciate you. We see your instruction. We see your leadership and dope job. So I'm getting out of here, Andy. I will be back in to see you later. I saw it on and I'm super excited for what's next. You have a great day.
You have one too. I love you. Listen, what you guys did yesterday was something so incredible. You have the world talking about you. Give yourselves a round of applause. And like I said when I was speaking, it's not all about, the person that's on the mic. Your activism, your radicalness can happen from where you are, right? From your home, from your computer, from being on the front lines, being in the street, doing billboards, making posters. Everyone that showed up was a radical activist in themselves. But like I said, I challenge you not to stop there, to keep the momentum, keep applying the pressure, because this right now is what is going to be spoke about for years to come. They're going to speak about you and what you've done. You guys make sure you build amazing relationships. Make sure you take everyone's number down. Don't let even the relationships that you guys have built end because this is the last week of programming. No. Because one thing for sure, it's not who you know. It's absolutely who knows you. Life is all about networking. Every single thing that you do going forward will be about the relationships you've made. So you want to make sure you build amazing relationships. I'm sure you heard the saying, your network is your net worth. You want to build some amazing relationships with amazing friends because you never know, from the person that is yesterday's intern, they always become tomorrow's top executives. I was an intern one day, and trust and believe, I remember everyone that was mean or everyone that treated me like I was less than. Now that I'm an executive, and I like to say a top executive because I own several companies and I have several staff that work for me. So you want to make sure that you are building really meaningful relationships. Build relationships where you stand out for helping people be great. It's not always about what someone can do for you, but the most important part of networking is, what have you done for others? Whose lives have you impacted? How have you been able to change someone else's net worth? And that really starts with caring about relationships and caring about the people you come across. So let me tell you something about the guest that we have today. First of all, y'all about to be very, very, very excited. I felt like you guys deserved something amazing. So I have some really amazing guests that you all will know. Maybe not the first one by name, but you absolutely know her brand. But the last two guests we have, I think you guys are gonna love me and Jamila a little bit more because we worked hard and we were able to lock them in. So we are so incredibly excited about them coming on board. But again, today I want to impress upon you networking. I want to impress upon you building relationships with everyone that stood out there, that stood on the stage, that stood out there beside you. That is your current network. Figure out within that network how you can help them grow, how you can help them reach their dreams, how you can help them reach their goals. Okay. And understand that networking is an ongoing process. It's not a discrete event. Success comes from consistently making new contacts, consistently following up, consistently keeping in touch. So don't let this be a fly by night, a one day, or that was my girl for the summer. No, 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 no. You have to intentionally reach out to people. Don't get to a place where you feel like, oh, I keep reaching out to her and she's not calling me back. It doesn't matter. Reach out, build. Because my success, the majority of my success has not been what I know. It has not been, all that Howard University taught me. Shout out to our soon to be vice president. It's really not about that. It's about the meaningful relationships that I've been able to build that have walked me into rooms I normally would not be accepted in. It's about me building relationships with people that don't always look like me, that don't have the same interests as I have. And those are the relationships that have really taken me far. Now, I got homegirls that I was cool with at the lunch table and that I hung out with. And those relationships are important because they keep me grounded. But there are relationships that I purposely built because I felt like, man, she's so smart. Or, man, she's so articulate. Or, wow, she's in this field. I want to be in that field as well. So I intentionally went after some relationships. And then I intentionally put my pride aside and had to reach out continuously. I had to make sure that I was the person calling, sending emails, taking them out to lunch, because these are the things that have really helped my career. So our first guest that we have coming on, I followed her, I researched her, and I wanted to be in line when I wanted to get into the beauty industry. A lot of us have dreams and we think about our dreams. Like Jermaine said, his dreams are what wake him up in the morning. My dreams keep me up at night, right? I visualize and I think about the things that I want to do. And sometimes I can't sleep because my brain is going crazy about all the things that I want to do and all the people I want to connect with. So this next person that's getting ready to come, I dreamt of connecting with her. I felt like she was somebody that would really help me in this space because I knew nothing about this space. So before I tell you who she is, I want you guys to think about the things that you want to do. What inspires you? What do you aspire to do? When you think about those things, think about the people that you know that you look up to in that space. And if you don't have people that you look up into that space, find them. Research them. You want to be a lawyer? Look up the top lawyer in the field that you want to get into. Find out what they did. Find out their history. DM them. Slide into their DMs. And the other thing that you can always do, which is a little thing that's worked for me, if you go to someone's website and you notice, like if you go to Essence, right? One time I wanted to reach out to Essence, the owners of Essence. I wanted to have a job there. I realized that the email that was in like the staff or contact, it said like thomas.harry@essence.com. So I used my brain and I said, you know what? If I want to reach whomever, Michelle Thornton at Essence, her email is most likely michelle.thornton@essence.com. Fly by night, tried my luck, and it worked. And I started an email chain with some of the top executives of some of the top organizations simply because I stepped up the box, did a little bit of research, and tried my best to figure it out. Because I was very aware that networking, contact, and who knows you, not just who you know, because you guys know everybody, but who knows you is what also is very important and what changed my life. So I did the research, and what I did was, remember I told you about how the last time we were on the call, I said, and even yesterday when I talked about the attorney that represents Maurice, I said, make yourself accessible. Make sure that you apply not only, hey, I want to be your, I need a mentor. Can I be your mentee? Or I want to be your intern. Sometimes you have to say, look, do you need organizing in your office? You guys know my story. Do you need help here? With my high school degree of honors, with my college degree, I said, you know what? Your office is messy. I know I came in for an interview, but let me clean your office and let me show you from just that. Let me show you my worth. Let me show you my dedication. Let me show you how I'm going to be the best office cleaner, the best file organizer, the best the phone answerer you've ever had. Whatever I need to do to get into the room of my dream, that is what I'm going to do. I want you guys to really start the process of working on your dreams. Start the process of deciding today is going to be the day that I put my pride aside and I get out there and I do every single thing I need to do to be in the space that I want to be in. Because what happened with me, with this person that's getting ready to come on, and again, she means so much to me because the first thing, I followed her career in beauty, and I said, you know what? I want to be a beauty mogul like her. So what I did was I organized an EGL event. My company, one of my companies is called Everything Girls Love. And we would do women's events. And we would have hundreds of women come out throughout a weekend to learn about brands, build their businesses. And I said, I want her. She's an amazing, amazing brand. She has been able to build a brand and this was during no Instagram, no Twitter. She's been able to build a brand that has stood the test of time for over a decade. I said, I want her on our panel and I want to expose who she is, not just her brand, but who she is as an individual to all of these women that we have coming here. I want to make sure that we give her a platform for her brand. I want to make sure we put her brand in all of our gift bags. But more importantly, I want to give her a platform to tell her story to all of these women because they will be so inspired. And I'm like, I hope as she inspires them, she's able to be inspired as well. So we did the research. I had my people calling her people because she's a really big brand. And I felt like if I'm going to get into this space, this is on the other side, my ulterior motive was I want to build a beauty brand. I want to be in this business. And if I'm going to be in this business, I have to connect with powerful women that have been in this space, that know what they're doing, and that can connect me to other people. Like I said to you earlier, it's all about your network. I didn't know anything about skincare. I didn't know anything about selling a product, nothing, when I decided to launch my skincare line, Yale Skincare, which I'm so grateful to have so many of you as ambassadors. But I had no idea of what to do. And I reached out. So this woman that I put on my panel, who, like I said, has an amazing brand. She was amazing on the panel. I'm like, listen, I know that we booked you for this panel, but can I give you my number? Can we talk outside of this? And we built a rapport. You know, I would call and ask for advice. I would call and say, you know, can we go to dinner? And from there, we built a great relationship. And I've been able to pick her brain. And she is absolutely one of the reasons today I have Yale Skincare. Not because I paid her to be a consultant, not because, you know, I had to do a bunch of videos and commercials for her brand, simply because I opened my big mouth and I said, I need help. But not just, I want to mentor, can you do this for me? But I also want to lend my platform to you. Whatever I can do to help, whatever I can do to expand your brand, I want to do that as well. And so graciously, every single time I've asked or I've called, she's answered the phone. And, you know, she's really, really busy. So it's not just because I'm Yandy, because she has many Yandys and Oprahs and everyone else that's huge reaching out to her for different things. But because I also decided that I wanted to build a relationship. I wanted to have her a part of my network, but not just someone that I can call on for advice, but someone that I can call on and say, hey, can we go out to eat? I just want to hang out. I just want to pour into you, and I hope you can pour into me. And then with her brand, if I feel like I want to wash my hair with her brand, or, you know, I'll post it, whether I'm paid or not, because we have a rapport. We have a relationship. And that's what building your network is all about. It's not always about what you can take. You also have to be willing to give. And then you also have to be willing to put your pride aside and step up and say, you know what? I am going to reach out to this person. I don't know them. Whether you're shy, whether you're an introvert, whatever it is that's your thing, put it to the side. If the purpose is you want to win, you want to build your empire, you want to build your brand, put that pride aside. Step out. I told you a secret on how to get people's emails. Use it. Test it out. See if it works for you. But you have got to be network focused. You have to be network focused. Okay. And you guys have social media now. My friend Mahisha Dillinger did not have social media. The power of social media is it makes the necessary change in your life that you want. You can reach every single person with consistency, with being diligent. Okay, well, it is 10 o'clock and my guest, I'm sure, is backstage. Have you all heard of the brand Curls? How many of you use Curls? You can put it in the chat. They have everything. When you go to Dwayne Reed, I don't even know, the CVS, Walmart, Target, you see Curls all over your shelves. So this is the owner and creator of Curls that I'm getting ready to link in. She is an amazing visionary. She is an amazing entrepreneur. She has really changed the face of beauty for Black women in the beauty space because she did it without all of the glitz and glam that we all have. She has been able to really, really do some amazing things in the beauty world, and I'm so excited to have her. Let me check and see if she is on. Give me 1 second. Hold on. The technical difficulties have been crazy, so give us 1 second. Give me 1 second. I'm sure she's logging in, but while she logs in, I want to talk some more about networking. I'm going to go to our chat so that I can see some of your comments. Hold on. Someone said, I don't have Curls money. Let me tell you something. If you don't know Curls, you better look it up right now. It is huge. So I think the thing about having a beauty brand, it's all about the stock you have on the shelves, right? So in order to be really successful, you want to take up the most shelf space. You want to be in the front of the shelves. You want to be at eye level in the shelves. When you walk into anyone that has she's a natural hair care brand, anyone that has natural hair, she is one of the largest, if not the largest, brand that is owned by an African-American woman. She is huge, like millions of dollars her brand is worth. And she has been able to remain owner and really like give so many people opportunities. She has provided so many jobs. And again, like I said, she has been instrumental in my success. She has been instrumental in really giving me a platform to learn and pick her brain. I didn't even know anything about how to get on shelves. I didn't know anything about packaging. I didn't know anything about sales agents to help you sell your brand. None of that. She was the person that told me everything I needed to know. Again, this is before I even started Yale Skincare. This is before I even really formulated my idea of what the brand was going to be like. I said, you know what? I want to build this relationship because she's killing it in this space. And I want you guys to take up the time. Every single time we have a guest come, even though this is the last week, you're going to meet so many more amazing people. Every single time we have a guest come, I want you to research who they are, what has their company done, the impact they've had on this culture, because she is huge in this space and she's done so much. Someone's like, yeah, I use her blueberry oil. The blueberry bliss line is amazing. I know you guys know. Listen, this is something that, again, like I told you before, you want to intern in that company. If you have desires of being in the beauty space, if you want to know what goes into making a beauty brand, these are the people that you have got to build relationships with, because she is top of the line in this space. So I want to make sure that you all know her name, okay? It is absolutely important for us to scream the names of those that have been victimized, but we also need to scream the names of the pillars in our community, the people that have really paved the way for so many of us Black and brown young people that want to be in this space. And this is not just an urban brand or a brand that only, Black and Latino. This is a brand that crosses, generations. This is a brand that crosses ethnicities. She is someone that really created a product that, like I said, has been on our shelves for over 10 years. She is an amazing, amazing businesswoman. And I am so excited. She should be coming in any minute now. So you guys just bear with us for whatever reason. She probably has homeschool with her babies as well, and the internet is acting all kind of crazy where we are. But while we wait for her to log in,
hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good. It's been crazy. You look beautiful. Look at.
Oh my gosh, please, you look beautiful as well. Let me tell you something. Normally, I am in like a quick shirt that I throw over with my sweats. I rarely have time to put on any lashes or makeup, but I said, you know what? I have my inspiration coming on today, so I need to look pulled together. I need to be cute.
You look
okay?
gorgeous.
So
I haven't seen you forever.
You know what? It's crazy because in my house, my children are all homeschooling right now. So we have 3 computers in the house. Every computer is being used. So I had to log on through my phone. And in the beginning, it was like frozen and acting crazy. And I had to come outside. I'm literally sitting outside of my house because this is the only way that it works. Because I had to get off Wi-Fi, get on the regular system because my kids are taking up all the Wi-Fi. It's crazy.
Yes, they're all home too. All of mine are too. It's crazy.
I know. Don't worry, because I was telling them all about how amazing you are. And a lot of our beautiful scholars, they're like, oh my gosh, I use the Blueberry Bliss. I love her line. I love her. But the thing is, what I was telling them is it is absolutely important for us to scream the names of people that have been victimized and taken advantage of or even killed in this country. But it's also important for us to scream the names of the pillars in our community. And you have absolutely been a pillar in our community for women that want to be in beauty. I told them the story of how we met. You don't even know that myself and Latoya, my partner, we were stalking you. We were like, we need to find her. I'm like, Toya, I don't care what we got to do. I don't care how we got to do it, but we need to find her. She is amazing. And we were stalking you because I knew that eventually I wanted to start a beauty brand. And I told our young people, I said, you have to build amazing relationships. You have to use your network. And the only way that you can it's not about who you know, because we all knew you. But it was important for you to know me, for me to be able to call you and say, can I ask you this question? And I told them, I said, every single time I've ever called, every single time I've ever needed advice, you've been a phone call away. You've always answered. And I said, we do dinners, we do all of that because it's important for us to pour into each other.
Yes.
And instill enough in them how important it is for them to build amazing relationships with the people that are around them.
Yandy, listen, that is so critical because other cultures do it well. That's why they are always excelling, because they're lifting each other up. So as a people, we have to do that a little better. And I'm glad to have people like you in my circle and people who and like totally understand that principle of sewing into others.
Absolutely. So I would love, although I know everything about you, there might be some that don't. I would love for you to tell them who you are, what your brand is, and then talk a little bit about how you started your brand.
Yes. So hello, young ladies. It's all young ladies on, right?
No, there are young men as well.
Okay, so hi guys, happy to meet you virtually today. My name is Mahisha Dillinger, and I am the founder of Curls Beauty Brands. So Curls has been around for about 18 years as of this April. So it's been obviously one of the brands that started this whole category before it was a thing. And we've grown with the category and grown the business from an idea to a multi-million-dollar business. One thing I want to say, though, for encouragement to all of you is that it doesn't matter where you start, because people see a lot of times in Mahisha today, but I want to share with you my story because I'm sure a lot of you can see your own stories inside of mine. And hopefully that transparency will give you some encouragement to dream a bit above and beyond your current circumstances, because that's what it takes to make it, to have a vision and a dream, just a dream and action. So I was born in California. I now live in Texas, but I was born in Meadowview, and they dubbed that Danger Island. It's a ghetto inside of California that was in the 80s notorious for a lot of drug activity, gangs, gang banging, murders, everything you can imagine. It was a lot of negativity and violence. And that was my home base. My brother was a Meadowview blood. So him and the Meadowview Crips always had beef. Our house got shot up multiple times, shot up from them doing retaliations. And down the street, his best friend, KK, was a Meadowview blood, and the Crips were coming in looking for KK and killed their mother. So KK's mother right down the street. So
Oh
these
my
are kind
God.
of things that we saw. Most of my friends were pregnant by 15. Some of their brothers didn't make it to see 18. It was really seriously a generational cycle of poverty that continued to exist and persist in my community. So I didn't see a lot of success around me. My mother worked very hard, but she didn't finish high school. She actually got a GED. I'm a product of a one parent home. My father and my mother never got married. He came from a prestigious background, so she wasn't good enough for him, quote unquote. So I saw, though, because of his lifestyle, what the other half lived like. And I saw him every other weekend, and it wasn't home. It was just like, okay, I'm visiting. But it was enough for me to go, this is interesting how I can see how education gave this lifestyle and then non-education gave that lifestyle.
Wow.
Now, not everyone
That's deep.
that goes to college is successful, and not everyone that didn't finish college, doesn't mean you're not going to be successful. I'm saying that typically the odds are stacked against you.
Yep.
So I saw that and thought, okay, I'm going to shift my philosophy and make sure that I number one finish high school and then go on to college, et cetera, et cetera. So that was my view into how other Black people live. But all along the way, I was met with every obstacle. So think about, just not having the access to information like most of us don't, the resources, having a mentor, even at that age. I didn't have a mentor. These are things that help others become uplifted and give them a leg up. So when you're fighting against that, which some of you may be, know that it doesn't matter where you start. It matters where you end. And as long as you decide to shift gears and take control of your destiny and do the work, because it just requires work, then you can make it. It doesn't matter how many A's you get. While I encourage you to get your A's in school, and whoever's still in school, it really is about how hard you work. And that work ethic is going to be super important. And knowing who you know, like Andy said, and building relationships with those people, and building them not just to always ask for something, because a beautiful thing of having partnerships is that you can ask and they can ask, but be ready to be giving at every moment. When you give, you're in a position to receive.
Absolutely.
So give and give and give. And so that's always my philosophy of being available. If I have the information, why not share it? I understand it. So put yourself in a position to be that person later in life. But also, if you need a mentor now, I always tell people that when you go to approach a mentor, make sure you bring something to the table. Now, you may
Oh
not.
my gosh. Let me say something. I was talking to them 30 minutes before you came on, and that's exactly what we were talking about. That has been such an important message that I've been trying to explain to them, that we get emails and texts all the time. I need a mentor. I need a mentor. It doesn't work like that.
Yes.
It doesn't work like that.
Yes. I mean, I get them so often, and you have to be willing to bring something in, and with the right message and the right intro and the right, just the way that you massage a text and introduction can go a long way. One thing I recommend, like my daughter's fiance, wanted a mentor, and he wanted to be mentored by Johnny Wimbrey, who was a huge, speaker here and businessman. I said, don't just call Johnny and say, hey, can you mentor me?
Nope.
No, he has a busy day. He has a big office. Bring lunch to him.
That's right.
Bring his favorite lunch from his favorite restaurant.
Yep.
Feed him.
Yes.
And sit down and ask if I can speak to him, speak to you while you're eating.
That's
Those
right.
are little things that matter and go a long way. And I think that we can help the next generation, like Andy and I are doing. And so get it in your mindset to, once you come up, because it's not if you come up, it's when you come up.
Absolutely.
When, speak it into existence, when you come up, that you sow into the next generation.
That's
because
right.
that's what it takes for us as a people to be successful. We have to invest in each other. And I know that is hard a lot of times, because we're struggling just to get by ourselves.
That's right.
But if you have the mindset of that, you know what, it's enough room for all of us, and God use me, let me be a blessing to the next person, you will understand that there's a karmic law in that. There's a karmic law that you will never go broke giving. Never.
That's right.
That's one of my philosophies. Now, some people may disagree, but just know that you can see the fruits of all your labor. And so now that I've made it, quote unquote, made it, my goal was to get my children out of my environment that I was in. And so my 15-year-old, just Isabella, turned 15, and she was doing a dance. I'm like, that looks like the Crip walk. I'm like, what are you doing? And she said, the Crip walk. I'm like, what does Crip stand for? She said, I don't know, cripple. So she's totally oblivious to even the gang violence. So I guess I made that change for her, and that was my goal. But now that I made that goal and made her life different, now it's time to lift someone else up. So I'm happy to be here with you guys to share a little bit of my journey. There's so much more I can say, and I don't even know how much time I have, but I just wanted to say that just make sure that you speak those things that are not as though they are, to see them happen.
That's
Please
right.
create your vision board. I didn't know what a vision board was about 10 years ago, and I put one together of the house I wanted and the different things, and you watch those things and see those visuals in front of you and work towards them subconsciously. So please, if you haven't done a vision board, do one. I also want you all to get a mentor, because that's very important. We can't go it alone. Success is not a road driven alone. It's one that requires a partnership of people that support you. And as soon as you have any doubting Thomases in your crew, get rid of them. It's so important when you're trying to make it to have people that support you and believe in you, because you will have times you won't believe in yourself. So make sure you have a good circle around you of like-minded people of where you're going. One thing that you might experience, one thing that I experience, is what they call survivor's remorse. Survivor's remorse is when you quote unquote make it and you felt bad for those who didn't make it out of the hood with you. I want to say something about that, because I'm speaking to you for when you make it. I want you to know that it's important to give and to be a blessing, right?
That's right.
Not to give so much that you lose you, right? Not to give so much that you lose your own investments for your future.
Yes.
So be led and invest wisely and give wisely. So this is for when you get your blessings. Put a certain percent aside. That will be a bucket for what you'll allow for people to take from as they need, as you need to bless family and friends. But cap it and make sure that it doesn't, dip into your pot. That's one thing that I wish we talked about more, especially with professional athletes that have millions of dollars and go broke. So it's about not only making that money, but retaining that money.
That's right.
It's important to retain it. And I also want to say, so much I can say, but one thing I want to say also, so important, we also need to learn the importance of living below our means. Living below our means with success is going to be important to maintain it. Again, it's not about how much you make, it's how much you keep.
Absolutely.
So if you make $1 million but spend $999,000, then you don't have much. So the philosophy of living below your means is one that will help you maintain your wealth. And I know it can be hard on social media to see people flossing all day, but don't get caught up in that. Understand the power of maintaining your wealth and understanding the power of keeping your money and not spending it on things that don't add value. One thing that we tend to think about when we make it is to buy that brand new car.
Right.
That's not an investment.
Nope.
Not an investment.
Nope.
And also, guess what? Your residential home, while I love living nicely, it's not my investment. Your investment properties that you don't live in are investments. So those are kind of things to think about. And I always try to tell my people those things, because that's one thing that we kind of get wrong,
I think so many of them want to start brands and become entrepreneurs. Tell them what it was like in the beginning. How did you turn your dream into your goal and then actually into a real brand?
Okay. So how did I go from ideation to creation to execution? Yes. Okay. So do we have everyone that wants to create products? Are they all products?
There's a lot of them that want to be entrepreneurs. They want to create products. All of that.
Okay. So for my product-based people, service is a little different. I'll touch on that too. But product-based people, it's the creation, the idea. is the first place where it starts, the birth of your business idea, right? So once you birth that idea, say you want to create a new makeup line, and you have your ideas where it's going to make different from everything else on the market. So the first thing you have to do is figure out, number one, how you are going to be different on the market, what's going to make you better, what will be your 3 points that you will market against the competition, because there's so many, and I'm going to say, no matter what market you go into, there's a lot of saturation, and that's okay. Don't be scared away from saturation, because think about the bread aisle, the water aisle, so many brands. So don't get scared by that. Just level up. Okay, so think about your 3 marketing advantages and hone those in. We don't want to copy anything else. Bring creativity, bring uniqueness, bring you to the brand, and go see, before you actually do your development of the packaging and all those things, go look on the shelves and see what other people are doing, so you can see how you can stand out on that shelf. You want to do the opposite so you can pop. Okay, so ideation, your market research, understand your marketing differences so you can know what you will sell every time. You have to very clearly sell your 3 marketing advantages. If you're saying, how do I create a marketing plan, marketing ideas, my marketing strategy? No problem. I have a resource for you, because not everyone went to school to do this, but score.org, score like score gold.org.
Write that down.
Will give you a free mentor in your industry. Amazing. They have free marketing writing classes, free business plan writing classes, absolutely free. And they have offices all over the US and most major cities. So if you don't know how, no problem. Use this time to do so. Okay, so after ideation, you go to SCORE, you write your marketing plan, you write your business plan, you went to SCORE, did all these classes, you got your mentor, then you go to launch, right? So you're in between ideation and launch. And during that launch time, you have to, in between those ideation and launch times, create everything that you need from your website before you're ready to launch, your marketing materials before you're ready to launch, your social media, graphic art. So you have that window of time where you can do all those things while you wait to launch, get you ready for launch. Okay. Ideation, period between launch, do all the work in between. Website, social media, graphic art, messaging, all the marketing plans we were talking about, getting all your ducks in a nice row. Your market research against competition, so you can know who your competition is. And then there's one important thing I want you to know about. There's 3, but I'm going to talk about pricing. Pricing is super important. I want to make sure that you guys understand the importance of pricing, because if you price it wrong, your product or service, you can immediately get yourself out of business or outmarket yourself or undercut yourself. You have to have it's a very, very fine median that you have to meet. So one thing you want to do with the product, don't just price it based on what you think it's worth. First, figure out all of your costs. Add up all of your costs. So if you have a bottle of shampoo, add the cost to make it, the bottle, the cap, the label, add all that up. And that's your cost of goods sold, right? That's just going to be your cost of the product. And then you have to build in additional space and opportunity for distributors to buy from you and wholesalers. So if you have a retail price, say your item cost you $3 and you want to retail it for $15. Well, you need to work backwards to make sure that 15 is enough to give the wholesalers a discount and distributors.
Yeah.
And so again, when you go to SCORE, they'll help you with the pricing of how to understand that, and how much you should give and how much of a price break, because every level is a price break. So at $15 is your retail to people like me that will buy it from your website. And then the next level down will be a wholesaler, like a store that's down the street. And another discount for distributors, those are the big companies that sell to the stores. You need to put all of that into your pricing. Now that's important, because what if you only, at the end of the day, if you didn't do that, only made 2 cents at the end of the day? That wouldn't be worth it, right? So that's super important. So we talked about the product, the price, and now let's talk about place, where you distribute it. So when you have a product, you want to make sure clearly who you think is a great partner for you as far as retail partners. Now, you may not want a retail partner. It's totally fine in this day and age to forgo that and just do .com, which is like your website, or Amazon. So, and I actually suggest that people start there first. You don't want to go into retail for the first few years. So if you say you may just want to be totally on Amazon and only on your website, or you want to be on both plus inside stores, or you want maybe only want to be in stores. So figure out where you want to have your product placed. Okay, so those are all the things to do. And then you launch, right? Now, launching is so important because now in the day and age of social media, you can get a lot of influencers to speak to your brand, do a lot of gifting, and definitely digital marketing, SEO, social media ads. All those things are definitely helpful now in this day and age. So you want to invest and put some money aside for that. And then start doing some, if you have a product, focus groups. You want to get your testimonials so you can share those. Those are super important for people to believe in your brand when you promote it. And then also make sure that you do, if you have a product that's going to require someone to put it on their skin, hair, or in their body, you'll have to do testing. But again, SCORE will help you with all those things. It is an amazing resource. And I want to say that process of ideation to execution for products are typically about 9 months. So, there's a lot of work to be done, but it should be the funnest part of most of the career of being an entrepreneur is like birthing it. It's like your baby that you're birthing. It's so fun.
Yes. So a lot of students will look at your brand and say, oh my gosh, this is $1 million brand. I can't do that. But they don't understand that we've all started somewhere. Like for me, my first year at Yale, I was literally in my kitchen, filling bottles, putting stickers on, jars, putting tops on it.
Yeah.
Tell them a little bit about your start. And then one thing that's important for them to understand, a lot of times we get setbacks. A lot of times we don't know. A lot of times my first line that I wasted so much money on, I had to throw out.
Wow.
Tell them a little bit about some of the challenges you had in starting this business.
Yeah, that's important because I want you guys to know that it's not all fun and games. It's not all fun and games.
Right.
So despite having great personal credit, guys, I could not get a business loan to save my life. So I couldn't get the funding I needed. So I started very small, and that wound up being a blessing in disguise because I was very, very strategic about how I spent every penny. But I could not get a loan. But also, every single place that I pitched curls told me no. You will get 1,000 no's. Be prepared for it. Thicken your skin for the no's because it only takes that one yes. So please don't give up. It only takes that one yes. So 1,000 no's, 1,001 later, you have that opportunity that would change the trajectory of your business. And that was for me Target. I had pitched everyone else before and got so many no's and got to that one yes that changed everything for the business. So please remember, this is a journey. It is not a sprint. Okay. This is a journey that you'll be on. This entrepreneur world is one that takes a lot of diligence. You have to have grit, perseverance, and don't give up. Don't give up on your dreams. And as you're getting those no's, keep fine-tuning yourself, fine-tuning your pitch, fine-tuning the product, keep improving, keep finding ways to get around those no's and turn them into a yes. And that's by continuing to grow your brand. And one thing I'll tell you that you have an advantage in this decade is that buyers are looking. So if you become viral, they'll see that because they're looking for ways to bring extra money to their category because they get money and their bonus is based on their sales. So keep building up your social media presence, keep building up your demand for the product, and that will enable you to really get in front of the buyers. But also know that the first few years, do not expect to turn that switch on and become a millionaire like Super Sin did. That's an anomaly. That is that's abnormal. Totally not the status quo of most entrepreneurs. It is not normal at all. Okay, that was a blessing for her. She had the support of her community that really helped drive that for her. She was a blogger and influencer before. So please understand that your journey may be different and it won't be an overnight thing. Okay, so just keep grinding to your success. And like Yandy said, she had a setback where she had to throw out a brand. I've had that happen before as well, where I launched something that totally flopped, and lost millions of dollars on that flop. And so know that your failures aren't final, they're lessons. So if you have a failure, don't internalize it. Learn from it and keep going.
That's
And
right.
one thing I know that in this industry, entrepreneurs get so tied to success as a part of their self-esteem. I want you to know it's important to separate the two. If you have a business failure, that doesn't mean that you are a failure. It means that we tweak something and shift gears and do something else. So
That's
keep
right.
those separate for your mental health.
That's right. That's right. How important has it been for you to help other Black and brown people get into this beauty space? I explained to them coming in, I knew nothing about beauty, and I flew in and wanted to just take you out to eat so that I could just try to pick your brain and figure things out. And a lot of times in this space, in many spaces, especially in entertainment where I come from, there are not a lot of people that will do what you did. And what I know for sure that is that this is so important to you, because anytime I've asked when it comes to the prom stuff that we do, even you speaking, taking time out to speak today to these amazing scholars, you always make the time. And I know
Yes.
that you're very, very busy. How important and why is that important to you?
Well, it's so important for me to help the other young brown girl or boy or man or woman, because simply put, others are doing it and they're excelling. And I feel to whom much is given, much is required. So
That's
how
right.
can I be blessed and then close it up like a fist? It doesn't work for me. I have to give to whom. My life philosophy is to whom much is given, much is required. And I believe that
That's right.
wholeheartedly. And I know that we need more help in our
Yes.
community. So it's just, to me, a no-brainer, because we need the help. I have the information, I have the access. Why not give it? And I think that is important to shift gears for us, because we're so beautiful, we're powerful, we're educated, we're talented, we're a lot of things. And that's why people are trying to hold us down and back. And so I think it's up to all of us who have made it to help those that come up next after us and continue that success. I think if more of us did it, we would see a lot, even more success. So I put, I bring my hat off to you, Mandy, because you do this all the time. You are always giving. You give so much. My hat is off to you for your level of support. You're giving. You're everywhere. First of all, you have children. You have a husband. You are marching. You are donating. You are supporting. You're mentoring. You are just doing it all. I'm in awe of you. You're talking about me. I'm in awe. This is the model, you guys, because she is really she is the definition of what giving back is. And I think, and some people, don't want to touch those sensitive areas when it comes to police brutality or, civil rights. I mean, those are things that, only the brave will want to tackle. Most people want to just back up and say it doesn't impact me, so I'm okay. But we have to, as a people, embrace those who are fighting for us and on the front lines. And so that's a beautiful thing. I can't believe, though, in this day and age, that we're dealing with this. It's just quite sad. But guys know that there's a reason why we're being held back or trying to be held back, because there's some power within you that they don't want to see come out.
That's right.
Keep that as motivation to keep fighting and be able to level up against them. And that's the power that I like to have against my haters. There was a post on social media about my story and how I made it from poverty to success, and had all these white supremacists come into my feed and call me a nigger and a black bee and all these hateful things on a positive message. This is a day and age we live in. So the way to fight back is with success. That's the way we'll fight back.
That's right. That is right. Listen, let me tell you something. I am so full already today. Everything you said, you have dropped so many jewels. I always open up the floor for our babies to ask their questions.
Yes.
So if you have, I know it's 10:30. We're actually supposed to be done. If you are,
I'm okay.
You're okay?
I have time. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So I'll just do a couple questions. Here's the first one from Giovanni. How do you think your hair products differ from other hair products on the market?
Absolutely. So there are a few things, Giovanni, that I make sure I do differently. I only formulate with ingredients that, number one, have been overdone in the industry, that have a marketing and clinical scientific backing, and that actually have great performance. So one thing I see a lot, as you guys probably see, coconut oil, shea butter, argan oil, olive oil, those things, we shy away from all of that. So every one of our collections has an ingredient story that hasn't been done. Blueberries, pineapple, cashmere and caviar. We are leveling it up by shifting gears and focusing on scientific data and unique ingredients. And that's our marketing story.
I love that. So what's the most challenging roadblock you faced during your business 18 years?
Well, I would say hands down, it was the first 3 years of all those no's. Like, I told you guys it was really hard. But it was one that I had to get through. So definitely not having funding, being told no, struggling to try to get the respect or the attention or a meeting with key buyers and to get in front of them and to grow a business without a lot of money. That was challenging. And so since I couldn't get a business loan, I had to start it off very small and grow it organically over time. And it took me a little bit longer. But having all those odds against me was challenging, but it wasn't enough to stop me. So be prepared for that, but just understand that it's temporal. And as you build and grow, it will go away. But that was definitely my most challenging time.
Absolutely. And in the beginning, it's like a lot of you think that we just started, we have these huge office spaces and we're making things. No, Maisha's in her garage. I'm in my kitchen.
Yeah.
And there's so many things that happen, even with growing pains. I know with me, with my line, I would have all this product, but then not enough packaging. So I couldn't even sell it. I would have, finally, when I started getting orders, I didn't think through logistics. So sometimes I would have product, not enough packaging, not enough products. And these are all things that are going to happen as you have a new business and you're growing and learning how to operate your business. Another question we have is, as a business owner, how do you protect yourself from people that just want to be around you for benefits rather than be there for actual support?
That's such a good question, Morgan. Morgan, that is an exceptional question, because once you become successful, you will have opportunistic people. But I am really led by my spirit, and I can kind of, for me, the energy, of what I feel from a person, I kind of let that, drive me and guide me. And you can sometimes be able to see people who just want to be around you for who you are, what they talk about around you, what their kind of questions they ask you. Avoid them. When you get any inclination that someone is just looking to be with you for who you are, then you shift gears and go away. So if someone wants to be your friend and really engage you, they're talking about who you are, laughing, and things besides business. They're talking about you and to you, about them and you together collectively. It's a fun conversation. You're getting to know each other. But if someone out the back comes and asks questions about, can you help me out the gate, or, looking to connect with you because of where you are, or, hey, Mahisha, after the first conversation, can you get me into Target? Like, you can tell. So really just have your antennas up. And when you feel that and see it, then just go the other way. And for me, I bounce out. I don't have space for it. So it's really important to guard your spirit, your mind, your time. Your time is your most valuable commodity. So don't be afraid to exile people that aren't, looking to do you any good.
Exactly. I didn't even realize my phone was still on mute. This has been absolutely amazing. I'm so incredibly grateful. Thank you for taking the time out to spend with us today. Like I said, you have been instrumental in my success, and I can never repay you for those conversations. Thank you for picking up when I call. Thank you for coming to that first panel when we first met. Thank you for the dinners. I truly appreciate you. So you don't know, but that was kind of my way in. Instead of saying, can I have a mentor? I'm like, yeah, Toya, she's amazing. The panel, that was our kind of way of just me not saying, can I have a mentor? Can I have a mentor?
Really? No, I didn't know that. That was so fun. That was amazing. I had a good time. I'm so glad we were able to connect, Wendy. And
absolutely,
I'm always here. Always.
I love it. Thank you so much. Again, my success is definitely so much because of women like you, and I appreciate you so very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Any other questions before I go? Anyone? They're good?
They have many, but we've held you long enough, so I don't want to go. I don't want to, step over my time too much.
You want to take another one?
We have Jamila coming in.
Oh, she is? Okay. Is she next?
How are you, Mahisha?
Hi, beautiful. How are you?
I'm well, and I'm also a fan. So we just salute you. We feel it's so important to, adjust the crowns on our sisters' heads. And we just thank you so much because, You definitely, your brand is making an impact and it's inspiring so many others to believe that they can. So before you got on, Yandy just spoke about how you inspired her to create this incredible brand, and so many others, other than Yandy, have been inspired by your walk. So we just salute you, and we thank you so much for coming in and inspiring our young people.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Nice to meet you guys.
Yeah, same here.
See you later.
God bless. So Yandy.
Y'all don't understand, honey. She is a very, very big deal. And the fact that she takes the time out so often to help people like me, it's amazing. And not only does she help me just with my career, but anytime I've ever called, oh, that static has stopped. I thought it was my phone. Anytime I'm like, I'm doing a queen princess prom, we need Curls product for the gift bags. She didn't send like 20. She be sending us like 500 shampoos, 500 blueberry like she goes above and beyond for people. And like she said, you know, when you just take, your hands are like this. But when you give and your hands are open, you open up for your blessings to come your way. And that is truly something that I've learned from her. So a part of my purpose and a part of who I am is absolutely giving, because I am only who I am and where I am because someone gave to me. Not someone, but so many have given to me. You know, and I am so appreciative. So again, make sure that you are building meaningful relationships. Make sure not only are you saying, can you help me with this? Can you do this for me? But you are doing it for others first. And that is only going to make them want to do for you. So that was amazing. She's amazing.
Well, we have only a few minutes before your top, well, you're not top, but your other special guests come on that you mentioned in the top of the hour. But before we do that, you know, this is like bittersweet for a lot of our professors and instructors. So we're going to take a minute to bring a few of them on to just talk about their experience during the SWEP program and for them to speak to their students and other students that they haven't been able to talk to. So let's do this. Let's bring in our instructors who want to just give a special, inspiring, and encouraging word to students. Oh, I see you. I see Vanessa. I see Tamika. I see Maurice. Good morning, guys.
Good morning, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
What's up? Hi, Yandy.
Hey.
What's up, y'all?
So we just want to do a recap about instruction over the last few weeks. We'll start with Vanessa. Vanessa is an instructor. She's also a celebrity esthetician and makeup artist, and she has spent the past 6 weeks with the girls in the makeup, beauty, eyelash extensions, hair braiding program. So Vanessa, how are you doing today?
Oh my goodness, I am blessed this morning, and apologies, I do clean up well, you guys know that, but when I knew you guys were going to be coming on to talk about the program, I said I have to get on and talk about these kids. They were phenomenal. I had like 60 students in my class. It was amazing. Everybody had their own separate identities, the unique selves, but they were full of questions. They were just so great. I mean, I really enjoyed them in the 6 weeks that we had. And they were like, you coming to Jersey? You coming to see us, Miss Vanessa? And I said, yeah, I'll come hang out with y'all. But it was just a wonderful experience for them. And to know that they were so interested, like it wasn't a fake interest, like, oh, I have to do this, you know, for the next 6 weeks. Like they really were interested and had questions on how to start their businesses and the proper skincare and just learning how to braid. And they just fell in love with all the instructors on my team. So I think it was just a pleasurable experience for us. I mean, we really enjoyed them.
We got so many rave reviews about the beauty program. Shout out to Janet Collection for sponsoring us and Kiss Cosmetics. So Vanessa, tell folks what they can expect tomorrow at the finale.
Oh my goodness. I don't know if y'all are ready, but my kids are ready to show up and show out. We have a hair braiding table. We have a makeup table. We have a skincare table. They are ready. They like, Miss Vanessa, we're gonna be at this table for an hour and then we're gonna switch to this one. They want to show you guys everything that they've learned. We do thank KISS and we thank Janet. They blessed the children with amazing kits.
Hold on. Oh, we gotta talk about Yell, because Yell, you know, we got Yandy on, and Yell definitely.
We gotta talk about Yell.
Ambassadors, and it is about to give 4 more students that opportunity. So shout out to Yell as well.
Vanessa, you should have had me give you a kit while you were out there showing them skincare.
We spoke about it.
Soap and
Dandy, they were on it. When they found out you wanted ambassadors, they were on it. See, Miss Vanessa taught them how to do the basics.
That's
we
right.
That's cleanse, right. Tone, and moisturize. So now, Yele's gonna come, and you guys already know how to use it. Now y'all gonna show how to use it. Y'all gonna be able to talk to your clients on how to use it. They ready. They ready.
Oh, they are. I've been getting some videos already too. They are super ready.
Yeah, we'll have some out there. We're gonna have some Yell out there, definitely. So the beauty business was just amazing. But now I got Tamika Johnson on. Tell us about the OSHA 30 training that your kids got this summer. You have to take yourself off of mute, Tamika. And Maurice, we want to see you, Maurice. We just see that good body of yours over there. But, you know, we want to see your face.
All right. How y'all doing? So I'm Tamika. Once again, thank you for the opportunity to showcase my expertise in the construction industry. So being a woman in the construction industry has its own trials and tribulations as well. So it was a pleasure to get with these students, and they are so mature. Like this was like a great group. We were a small group, but we were strong. They were such a mature group. They wanted to know so much. And I wish at that age, at 15 and 16, I knew that I was going to get into this industry. Like I had a 15-year-old tell me that they don't want to do anything else but be a civil engineer and be an architect and come up with blueprints. And I was just wowed. Like this is my youngest class. I do OSHA trainings a lot for my age group and older. So this was my youngest group to date. And it was amazing. We had a great time. They had a lot of questions. A lot of them want to get into construction safety as much as I am. And I don't mind guiding them. Like I got into this business, I told them, because I'm in the construction business now for over 8 years. And I don't see many women that look like me. And I never saw instructors that look like me. Every time I had to take a certification class, you know, for OSHA or HAZWOP or, you know, chemical substances, I never saw an instructor that looked like me. And when I did try to promote their businesses and send my friends and everything like that, it was always some type of barriers that we couldn't get over. So I felt that there was a void. There was a void in women instructors, minority instructors as well. So I felt like this was my time to shine. I felt like I had enough knowledge. I felt like I had enough knowledge, and I wanted to give back to my people with no barriers. I wanted to give them the real deal. And I also let the students know how easy it is for this industry to take advantage of them because they're so young, and how dangerous it can be. You know, construction safety is a big thing. It's a big thing for me. I'm very passionate about it. I want everyone to go home the same way that they came into work. So that's what we learned over these couple of weeks. And a lot of them weren't really interested in the construction industry. But now that we're finishing up now, like toward the end of class, now they have so many more questions. Oh, thank you so much, Aaron. We had a great time. Aaron's dad is in the construction industry too. So Aaron was definitely my number 2 and talking about the industry as well to the rest of the kids. But overall, I had a great time with them, and I really enjoyed sharing my knowledge with them.
We know, and I don't know if you know because I didn't get a chance to call you and tell you, but you got about 3 or 4 spots. We have a big construction company that is in East Orange who has agreed to give 3 to 4 of your students jobs. How amazing.
Wow, that's
cool. For them to actually get their certification cards, and because they got actual OSHA 30 certification. So for those that don't know, in order to work on construction sites anywhere in the country, you need what is called the OSHA 30 certification. You have to go through a 30-hour program to make sure that you know all about safety and how, and you know, to be able to conduct yourself on these sites. So our students in the SWEP program that were involved in this construction program was actually able to get as teenagers. How amazing is that, guys? They got their OSHA 30 certification. And these students now, some of them are going to be offered real jobs, making real money. And construction jobs don't start cheap. The
No,
dollar
they
amount.
don't. Yes.
Is that right, Tamika?
Definitely. It is. It's a very lucrative industry. And I told them, even the young ladies in my class, they're interested in this industry. And I said, don't be afraid of it. You're gonna go through the mud a little bit, but the reward is just as big as risk. You're gonna have a great time. It's a trade. I learned a lot. It's like riding a bike. Like, I could set tiles still to this day, even though I'm a safety instructor now. Those skills never go away. They're lifelong skills. Nobody can take them away from you, even if you want to go to different levels of construction. The construction is so broad, they can kind of get in any sector. Some want to get in the mud, on their hands and knees. And then we have some students that want to become civil engineers. I have a student in my class, he want to start his own construction company. He don't want to work for nobody. So I really appreciate that, and it, like I said, it was a great group of kids. I can't wait to see them tomorrow.
So Yandy, do you recognize this man that's on the bottom of my screen? Do you know him? You're on mute.
Sorry. I said, no, I don't know that guy. I don't know who that guy is trying to show us all those muscles, because he was a little shrimp when we were like 13, 12. I don't know who that is
Outgrew myself.
So guys,
that's my cousin
we
over there.
are excited to announce to our team Maurice. Maurice is one of our fitness instructors. He's also Yandy's cousin, by the way, and co-star in Love and Hip Hop. And he also was able to be an instructor in this incredible program. So Maurice, tell us a little bit about the time you had with your students and what they learned this summer.
Wow. Well, I already run a 6-week challenge program with adults. So now running a 6-week challenge program with kids, I thought it was challenging at first, but I knew that they will open up. You know what I mean? I knew I just had to get used to what they were feeling, what they were going through. A lot of them already work out. A lot of them wanted to know about food, nutrition. So it was challenging, but I think they learned to appreciate me being there with them, because I started training with them. I started showing them that, listen, it's hard today, but it could be easy tomorrow. Anything you do with training and life period is hard today, but it's easy tomorrow, as long as you can start today. You know what I mean? Take baby steps. And I just kept teaching them baby steps, baby steps, baby steps. And then yesterday we had our big training day. Oh man, it was amazing. Some of them died. They were sweating. I know. Some of them still in pain. See? And it was only 20 minutes. Listen, but the workout is phenomenal. You guys did a great job. I appreciate it. I mean, 6 weeks it felt long, but you guys learned a lot. You learned about nutrition, how to create a program for yourself, your parents. I even showed them how to even grab a client off the street, how to pitch to a client. So it was amazing. I enjoyed myself.
I am amazed, because that's a skill set our kids could use right now to make money. The business of personal training is huge.
Especially at this time during COVID. Health is the biggest thing. So just getting people healthy and just teaching them the little baby steps.
And even I'm gonna chime in really quickly. Even being innovative, right? So Maurice owns a gym, but when the world shut down, he could not have his gym open. So Maurice got super innovative and figured out how to create an online module for people to come in and they can see him work out, but they have to pay to be in the session. So now when your gym can only hold, 50 people per class, his gym is able to hold now thousands of people per class because it's virtual. So sometimes you have to learn how to be really flexible when you want to, have a career. Things happen. And I definitely want to applaud you for that, Maurice, because I was even amazed. I tried to do my little 1-2 workout. Oh my God, why do I see 1,000 people in the room?
Yeah, it was amazing. We had people from Saudi Arabia, people from Dubai, people from Africa. It was amazing. I was amazed myself. I said the people that I never could reach out to, and I was even teaching the kids that you're able to reach out to them if you could set up yourself in an online training business. You know what I'm saying? So it was great. It was a phenomenal 6 weeks. I'm ready to do it again. We ready to go at it.
That's what's up. So shout out to all of our instructors. We only have a few more minutes. I'm going to bring in some amazing students. Thank you, guys. And we're looking forward to that finale tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Yes, for sure.
Yes, tomorrow.
Nice to meet you, Yandy.
Later, Jamila.
Thank you guys
so much.
So Yandy, Those were some of our professors, only a few of them, but some of our professors this summer. Now I want to take a minute to talk to some of our amazing students who went through this program. We want to hear from them and see what they learned.
Oh my gosh, I met so many of them yesterday. Took so many pictures. Thank you for tagging me, all those that tagged me. I had a great time. They are so gracious. I loved all the hugs. I met some moms and dads and grandmas. That was amazing.
Wow. So we have some of our rock stars in the building. Hi, Naya. Hi. Hi, Naya. Okay. So, Naya, you killed it yesterday with that dance, baby.
Thank you.
Did you see that dance she did yesterday? I wasn't ready for that.
Thank you.
Killed it yesterday. Oh my gosh. Killed it.
Thank you.
So we want to hear a little bit about what you got out of this program and what did you experience this summer?
Okay, so I was in the media and podcast training program, and honestly, you probably remember when I started, I was like, can I switch, because I don't think I want to do this.
Oh, that was you. I remember you.
But as I went through it, I actually started learning, like, just being there and being exposed to so many people. I got to meet a Howard alum, Shay, and she was talking about the podcasting and things like that, and just all the different aspects of the media and podcast that we were learning were actually very useful. And I'm glad that I was able to learn like some of the things like email subscription. So like I can help one of my like close family friends with her business to be able to provide like the emailing connections and things like that. So I got a lot from this program. And then the social justice sessions were probably my favorite, just hearing the discussions, getting to see all of us just like talk about things that we might not talk about on a daily basis or feel like we're not informed enough, even though we do have a voice and we do know enough in order to have a conversation and learn from each other. So I think the program overall was really good. I had a good experience. And just seeing everyone supports each other so much here. And it's like, you don't get that all the time from your peers, and just having like a positive attitude and being so supportive. So I think that was good to see as well.
Well, we definitely support you, and we're looking forward to you doing that dance around the country, Hunty, because it was everything. So shout out to you, Naya. Thank you so much for being a part of our program. Then we got Kendall. Kendall, you surprised me yesterday, Kendall. Now I know your speech was dope because I had the privilege to see it ahead of time. But baby, when you got that good bullhorn and you just talked, you was doing your chants from the depth of your soul, it blew me. It blew my mind. So shout out to you, Kendall. So we want to talk to you a little bit about this program and what you got out of this program this year.
Well, this program has been nice, and I love that everybody in this program gave me the opportunity to show what I can bring up to the table. And to talk about the social injustice rally yesterday we had was great. We showed that, and that you showed that you were correct, that all the voices are very powerful and that the job is not done.
Wow. Yes, you did an amazing job. How did it feel waking up to the newspaper, seeing your face plastered in the New York Times, and you made most of the pictures that I saw. I saw your pictures all over the place. How did that feel?
It felt great because I seen one of the people that spoke today. I think it was Danielle that sent the link in the chat and showed that I was on New York Times and Washington Post and on some other article. And it just felt great that we really went out here and just talked about Maurice Gordon and got justice for Breonna Taylor as well.
Now that's what's up. That's what's up. So salute to you. Now I see Jeremiah. Jeremiah, you showed up yesterday too in a major way with a powerful speech. So salute to you. So what program was you in this summer and what did you get out of it? Jeremiah, you have to take yourself off mute. Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
So I was in the fitness and wellness program, and I think we did pretty good. From the start, I didn't really like the program from the start, to be honest. I didn't know what to expect from the program. But overall, once I started going into the program almost every other day, I started feeling like a family, and I feel as though that's what we end up turning into, because we ended up learning each other like a book. I mean, we talked about everything from everyone's personal life to almost everything. We shared personal beliefs, everything in that class. The instructors made it very comfortable with us coming to them and talking to them. Just learn about the human body and what to intake, how socially how affect us. It was just so much to take in, but I mean they made it fun, energetic. The class was always engaging. Yesterday wasn't a bright day. After that workout was terrible, man. I almost died yesterday in class, but overall I love my instructors. I mean, it was a pleasant ride while it lasted. I really wish that I could continue it because they were so nice. I mean, Miss Precious, she always kept asking us if we wanted to speak to her about anything regarding anything we're going through, because there was plenty of times that a lot of us, even the ones who smile every day, you would never know that they were going through something. And to hear them open up and release that stress, it's like, it's a good thing, because, you know, some people hold it in for so long, it damages them. And to see the good stuff that certain people do, like Danielle, I follow her YouTube page because I didn't realize some of the stuff Danielle was saying, I can relate to it, and it's damaging my relationship with my parents and other people. So I really learned a lot in that program, and I really wish we can continue this journey.
We're not gonna leave.
We
gotta say goodbye, but we're not going. We're not gonna say farewell. It's not the end. Can you hear me? So Jeffrey Farmer, I wanted to say hello to you, Mr. Farmer, Mr. Farmer, Mr. Farmer. Although you wasn't there in person yesterday, you left a speech that was so riveting, right? So, like, I mean, let's talk about you and your experience this summer and what you was able to get out the program.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, so good morning. So I'm in the media and podcast training program, and the reason I signed up for it was because I felt like it was a program that could apply to whatever job or career I decided to go in. Because like I said in my video, knowing how to brand and market yourself and the business is really important, because you could have a great business or a great idea, but if you don't know how to make others believe in that business or yourself, then you're not really going to go far. So it was great to have instructors that touched up on different topics like branding and marketing or personal branding, and even our recent instructor with graphic design, because there's a lot of different aspects that you don't really see behind someone making a post that gets a lot of views. And now we kind of got the behind the scenes and we're able to understand how much work it truly is to get people to notice you and your brand and kind of build a name for yourself that leaves a legacy and a great reputation.
Great. So we have recognized you. We got to notice you and your brand this summer, and I'm looking forward to basically doing more with you, Jeffrey. So we're excited about tomorrow. Tomorrow it's going down in East Orange. It is the official Sweat Fest is going down. We're gonna have booths. We're gonna have entertainment. We're gonna have a bunch of things taking place. So I thank you guys, and we will see you at the Sweat Fest tomorrow. Thank you for sharing your thoughts and your views. Right? See you later. Now it is the top of the hour. Yandy is going to bring in her special guest. So we are in for a treat. Yandy, are you there with me?
I am here. I had some technical difficulties with my babies just now for their schoolwork. So I had to like jump off really quickly and help them get to their special science and math. So I apologize, but I was listening in as they were talking about their experiences. I also need to get some steps from baby girl that knows how to dance, because she was killing it. I was trying to like get the moves while I was there, but I couldn't get any of the moves. But you know, whatever. But I'm glad they had an amazing experience. I need a personal session. That's what I need. But I am here.
So I know you're in for we're in for a treat. So I am going to go back out. I'll come in at the end of the hour. Yandy, thank you so much for everything. Thank you guys in the Sweat program. We appreciate you.
Hi, everyone. Hopefully that it's not going to lag, and hopefully I won't have to jump off. Even though with the guests that I have coming up, you probably won't even care if I have to jump off. This remote learning is something so crazy. Just like when we were talking to Mahisha and I was sharing with you guys about me starting a business and how there are always some difficulties that may occur, but you got to just roll with the times, roll with the punches. And one thing is you cannot give up. There is so much going on with me behind the scenes right now that I'm trying to manage with two little people backstage. You hear me backstage. Two little people in the house that are trying to remotely learn without me there helping them. My husband is like going crazy, bouncing from kid to kid. But it meant so much for me to be here with you all. It meant so much for me to be able to encourage you and inspire you and uplift you, especially the last day of this program. So some of you may think we saved the best for last. These are the next guest I have coming up is someone that is absolutely a huge star and someone that has really figured out his niche. Some say his niche, but it's important in any climate to be able to figure out what you can do to create a lane for yourself, what you can do to generate income. And sometimes it's using what you have at home or using what you know, or maybe even using, your personality. So I'm going to introduce the next guest to you, who I'm sure you all know very well. Can my next guest come into the frame?
Okay. Yeah, you see me? What's up, Yandy? What's up, Yandy?
How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good.
Good. It's good to see you.
Good to see you too.
So on the line here, we have hundreds of students that are amazing. They put together a protest yesterday where they were out fighting for justice for Maurice Gordon, a young man that was gunned down. These are all teens from East Orange. And when I tell you the speeches up there, I was like taking notes at their speeches. And one of the young ladies, I was like, send me your speech. I'm going to quote you. I promise you, because you're so amazing. They've been learning how to use their voices. They've been learning all about entrepreneurship, learning about how to create a brand. And they all love you very much. I'm sure of it. I'm not even in the chat, but I know in the chat they're probably going crazy right now. So I wanted you just to introduce, you need no introduction, but I wanted you to introduce yourself and tell them a little bit about your brand and what you do. Not that you need to. Wait, really quickly, I'm gonna say this as well. Remember, I talked to you guys a lot about relationships. So let me tell you how crazy relationships are. So my accountant, who, remember, again, I told you guys about sometimes just making a blind call and just reaching out to people, reaching out to whoever your dream or you have a dream job. His older sister randomly reached out to me when I first started on television. It was my first year. I had been in music for very long, and I would use an accountant that I would pay. I had no relationship with my accountant, and I would just pay them when it was tax time. I didn't have anything in place for budgeting. I didn't have anything in place for managing my money, anything like that. His accountant reached out to his sister reached out to me randomly, sent me an email or maybe even a DM, and was just like, hey, I'm an accountant and I think that I can help you with your business. And at this time, it was a company that I needed to dissolve. I needed to start a new company. I needed to get new partners and put those partners in my new company. His sister, I just took a chance. She was a stranger. And I'm like, well, I'm in need. She's offering services. So let me just see what she does.
Yeah.
She came, she met with me and my partner and literally changed the face of my finances, changed the face of how I did my taxes, and really helped me get my act together in a financial space so that I can really be competitive and start to build wealth rather than just make money. And then later on in life, she introduced me to her brother, and that is how the relationship began. Simply because she was my accountant and we had a great relationship. So Clarence, tell everybody who you are and what you do and what your brand is.
Okay, my name is Clarence White. I'm a YouTuber / entrepreneur. My brand is based around fashion and family and just trying to be a good role model to the men, because I feel like I've never had a role model, which is ironic, and I find myself in this role model role, so I feel very blessed to be a role model, actually. Can you guys hear me? Guys, I'm literally screaming. Yandy, can you hear me?
Yandy's on mute.
Yandy, you on mute. Yeah. Hold on, guys. Yandy's a little more on mute. Did I?
I don't think that's you. I think that's her.
Can you guys hear me?
Now Jamila's on mute. Why is everybody on mute?
Jamila, you on mute too.
Okay, hold up. There we go.
All right, I can hear you now. You good? You good, Jamila?
Yes. So Yandy's gonna pop back in. We having a little technical issues this morning. Her kids are homeschooling, so she's on all of the computers. So it's a little bit crazy. But a lot of our students wanted to know about you being a big YouTube star and how to get into business. They've asked and begged us, could you bring in a guest that knows about YouTube? They took a program this summer where they did a 6-week course where they learned a lot about YouTubing. Can you just share with us while we're getting Yandy back in about the YouTube world and kind of what it takes to become a YouTube sensation?
I would say number one would be definitely consistency, staying in people's face. That's like because everybody has a short attention span. Tomorrow they forget about you or forget about that video you did the day before. So it's like every day is like a kind of a new task or a new way to gain subscribers, or because everybody's different. I get new people watching my videos every day. You know what I'm saying? So that's another thing I would say would be kind of to do topics and things that are like relevant or trends that are relevant, you know, that people want to see. If you see a trend happening, maybe get on it as soon as possible, you know, because that's what everybody is tuning in right now, you know. So it's kind of like, I think it's good marketing if you just kind of stay relevant and consistent. I think you'll find yourself gaining a lot of subscribers that way.
I have one more question and I'm going to pull out. How important is it for students to be themselves when they get on these social media markets? Should they try to be like someone else, or should they embrace their truth? And how important is that?
Never. I don't think you should ever try to act like someone else or imitate someone else. You can be inspired by other people for sure. I'm inspired by others all the time, but being yourself is just very unique. There's no one else like you. There's no one else that sounds like you. There's no one else that laughs like you. There's no one else. You know what I'm saying? So being you is what is going to make you big. You know what I'm saying? And then who wants to be someone else? And that's not fun. And you want to have fun while doing it.
I'm going to pop out, but I was just telling him, Yandy, that we have so many kids that went through the media program and they learned all about YouTube, and they want to know, is there really money in this? Is there longevity? How can I do it? So I just asked a few questions that I also wanted to know. So I'm going to thank you so much, Clarence. I appreciate you for joining us.
So Clarence, let me first apologize. My phone is going crazy. Normally I'm on my computer. That has never happened. It just would not go unmuted.
No, don't worry about it.
Go back to, where you can hear me. So many people are excited. And I think that you've done an amazing job really defining who you are as a brand, with what you wear, how you wake up, the things you say, how much thought goes into like what you wear. Because I find that people love you not just because of your amazing personality, but also you are like a style icon right now.
Yeah.
How much put into that when you decide to do a YouTube video?
Not much thought. I feel like not much thought goes into just like what I wear.
Oh, you should break up swaggy like that?
Nah, definitely not. Definitely not. It takes a little bit for me to wake up, but that's just in me. It's me. That's what I mean about being you. Like, that's just me. Some people are mad about how I am or don't agree with how I am. You know what I'm saying? But that's me. You know, I love clothes. I love fashion. So that's just me. And I surround my content around me and what I love to do.
I love that. Tell us a little bit about the challenges. In every space that we're in, we're always faced with different things. Being such a media mogul and kind of a brand in your own sense, and a brand ambassador, what are some of the challenges you face in this space?
I would say battling with like, I feel like battling your worth sometimes, especially as an influencer. I turn down a lot of deals just because I feel like people don't uh give me what I'm worth, or try to or see me what I feel like I'm worth, you know what I'm saying? And I think that I talk to a lot of influencers and that happens, and I think that's one complication, but it's not gonna make or break me. I just won't do business with you if you don't see my worth.
And that's important. That's important really in any field, Clarence. If you're an
Mhm.
entrepreneur, if you are a 9 to 5 corporate worker, you need to walk into these rooms knowing your worth, knowing that when you go, you know what you know, you say what you know, and people need to pay you as such. And I think we're in a
Exactly.
time right now where we're so devalued. People just think that, you know, we have to show and prove. Yeah, I will show and prove, but when I walk in the room, you need to know that you need to respect me. And then when
Mhm.
you're doing that, you can demand what your rates are. You can demand what you want to be paid. But
Mhm.
also we as the actual people that have to put in the work, we have to make sure that we're really going to put in the work.
Mhm.
We
Exactly.
don't just represent ourselves, we represent everyone else that looks like us
Everyone.
and everyone that comes behind us.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
What would you say was your biggest break? Like what moment? What did you do that was like, okay, now I got it. Now I'm a star. When did you get that? What
I was
moment told you that?
I would say when I feel like I've always had like my own brand and always been like relevant, but as soon as I met like my beautiful girlfriend, you know what I'm saying? I feel like it 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 just put a magnifying glass over me, and it allowed people to actually see me for who I am and not just how I look or how I dress, you know.
Absolutely, absolutely. So you have a new brand. Can you please tell us all about your brand? Because they want to support you.
Yeah, my brand is called Design by White. I'm actually been working very hard to get it back out. As you guys know, I had started before Queen, but life and kids and everything got really crazy, so I
Life
took a little
got
pause on it.
real.
Yes, life got really real, and I took a little break, but I'm getting back on it. So y'all should be seeing something this winter for sure.
That's exciting, Clarence. Let them all know how they can support you.
Okay, you can support me by following me on Instagram, Clarence NYC. You can follow me on Twitter, which is also Clarence NYC, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Clarence NYC TV.
We love that so much. Clarence, thank you for blessing
Thank you.
us with all this knowledge. We love you. We support you. They are going crazy, I'm sure. Thank you so much for tuning in. We need to see more of you. These young people,
Yes, I know. I know.
we need you. We're going to do this. We're taking this program all around the country. These young people, they listen to you, they love you, and they really, really, really feel like you are them, probably more than I am them. So please, anytime you're available, lend us your voice because we need to hear.
Yes. Thank you, guys. Thank you for having me, Yandy. I appreciate you always.
Of
Thank you.
course. All right. We love you.
Love you too.
Bye-bye. Hello. I know that you guys were really interested in asking some questions. I am a little bit behind schedule, so I am going to pull in my next guest, and then maybe we can save some time for questions for her. Oh, oops, for this person. Um, but again, these are some people that are really making a difference. They are really changing the face of entertainment, really changing the face of multi-level businesses, right? Some of us have, a hairline, or we have a jewelry line, or we have, we're doing construction. But no one says that you can only be a construction worker. No one says you can only be a trainer. No one says you can only be an engineer. There are so many different places and ways that you can build on one career and create another career. But one thing that I want you to remember is the growing strand that you've learned is relationships, relationships, relationships. Relationships are going to be what really separate those that are truly, really successful and those that are struggling. There's a wise prophet once said, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. Build relationships. Like I said before, I met Clarence through my accountant. Imagine if I was mean and rude to my accountant. Imagine if I was a horrible client and I was mean and nasty and I was demanding, and she would never have shared her family with me. She would have never, this moment right here would have never happened. So it's so important to build amazing relationships that last through, the test of times. And in relationships, you go through things. Let me tell you something. My accountant got super duper duper busy because she started working and managing um, Clarence, his wife. They got so busy. And of course, naturally, when you're in a new space and you're in a new position, she was never a manager before. She had to figure out what it was to be a manager, and also figure out what it's like to be an accountant at the same time. And we even went through some stuff when I was just like, my accountant's not available, but that didn't change the fact that this is someone that I wanted to have a relationship. She wanted to have a relationship with me, and we figured out how to work past the fact that she added a new job or added a new client to her resume. And that's something that's going to be super important for us to support each other. We got to support each other through growth. We have to support each other through challenges, and we don't give up on each other. We allow some room for growth. We allow some room for error. But we have to remember that we support each other and we need each other, because I would be messed up if I didn't have her as my accountant right now. So I'm going to bring my next guest in. Hopefully my next guest is ready, but I think you guys might know her.
Oh man. Hi.
Hi, honey. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm amazing. I know my girls, my guys, they are going crazy in the chat right now. I didn't tell them who my guests were today, so they are so incredibly inspired by you. You are absolutely their favorites. Your name has been mentioned several times throughout the program, and anytime they're like Queen, Queen, Queen. Did someone say Queen? Did someone say? You have absolutely changed the face of entertainment. We talk so much about being multi-layered in this space. You can't just have a career in singing. You can't just have a career in management. You have to really to generate real true income. You need to have at least 7 different streams of income, and you have taught us all how to do it. You have managed being an amazingly successful YouTuber. Now your singing career is really taking off. You're touring and everything else. Even your family as a brand has just exploded. Not that you need to introduce yourself, but for some people in the back row that are like older than me, because we all know you, introduce yourself and tell them who you are and what you do.
Hi y'all. My name is Queen Liza. Y'all who don't know me, I started YouTube in 2016. I pretty much have been transparent throughout my whole entire life with y'all. So y'all pretty much know everything I've been through. Not every single thing, but everything. So yeah, I guess I took whatever I went through publicly and use my gift to express how I feel. And then now I'm here as an artist, a singer, and a YouTuber still. I know we ain't posting nothing lately, but yeah, I'm both a YouTuber and a singer.
Exactly. We love that. Girl, whether you post or not, those views and those checks are coming in. We know it.
Yes, honey. They are coming in.
Absolutely. One thing that I love about you, like you said, is your transparency. I love that you'll go on there, your natural self, and you are just truly yourself, your silly, quirky self. And I think that is why so many people connect to you, that you don't try to be something that you're not. You stay true to who you are. Tell me, has that been challenging? And even for me in reality TV, it's challenging because, in my space, everyone's throwing drinks, everyone's fighting. That's just not who I am. And I see that a lot of people that really go fast and go far, they're throwing drinks, they're the loud mouths. But I'm like, that's just not who I am. Staying true to me was so important, not just because, I just love who I am, but also because I wanted to have a career outside of love and hip hop. So
Right.
how important has it been for you, or how challenging has it been that you just keep it all the way real?
Well, it has been challenging to stay true to myself recently, just because I'm not just like a content creator on YouTube. I'm now like a singer, so I have more eyes on me. And it's like you said, I'm a naturally quirky, goofy kind of person. And a lot of people will take and misunderstand like my jokes or my personality, and they will misconstrue things that I say and misinterpret me as a whole person. So like, I haven't, like, I'm not gonna lie, like I have wanted to go back into my shell a little bit and not really showcase that, because I feel like sometimes, I don't know, I'm still a human being. So, you know, I got feelings and I see all the comments, but, you know, I just got to remember to, I guess, keep pushing through because at the end of the day, it's a lot of people that hate, but there's more who love me. So, you know, I'm still trying to balance it out. Hello.
Hi, Queen Naija. Our students are going wild right now. They're like, yeah, the best town hall you have ever done. I just wanted you to see some of these comments that they are dropping in while we're waiting for Yandy to come back. They're like, we love you, Queen. This has been the best program ever. How does it feel as a superstar, as you are, to be able to impact the lives of so many?
Man, I feel like it's a humongous responsibility, because now that people are looking at me, I feel like it's not just, it's like my gift and my calling is not just for me. I feel like now I have to, I kind of gotta be a role model for everyone and like show people, really, I don't know what I'm doing sometimes. So I ain't gonna lie to you. Sometimes I just feel like I'm just being myself. I don't get how like I am inspiring people, but I just gotta learn how to,
You not only inspire folks, Yandy's back, I'm gonna jump out, but you touch folks. So like me, I'm not like, I'm older, so I don't listen to all the younger music. But one day I was riding in a car and I heard this song. It was a taste of my own medicine. And I said,
oh yes.
Because you know, I'm like an old girl, like an old R&B soul. And I didn't know who he was. So I had Siri say, who's that artist? So literally driving down the road in my car, I asked Siri who the artist was, and I downloaded Recipe, and I instantly became a fan. It was just something about the music and the way that it connected with my soul, and it reminded me of the 702 SWB chicks. Like
yes, I can't help it. I'm just a naturally old soul. So like any music that I do, I cannot get rid of that like nostalgic feel or vibe. But I'm glad I got all ages liking it. So thank you.
And that made me a fan. So let me just tell you, I might have 2-3 artists on my you know, I don't even know what you call it nowadays, but on my playlist. Yes. And you are one of them. So shout out to you, Queen. So I'm gonna go back. Yandy, you're back in. Thank you so much for inspiring us.
You back? I think it's paused.
She might have bad service.
Yeah. Low key, we got bad service too now. I got a call.
I know. I'm sorry, Queen.
No, it's fine. No worries.
Crazy, but let's get some of our students to ask questions. We're gonna open up the floor. They are really just some amazing students. They actually had a music development program where they had singing lessons. They learned the business of music. It was important that we taught them the business, because we know so many artists get bad deals when they come into the game. So we wanted them to understand like what that was all about. They had graphic design, so some of them learned how to create. And they're doing like this big finale tomorrow. So today was our last and final town hall. So you was our last special guest. That is great. Wow. And now you're going to actually make our town hall go down in history, because they're seeing someone that looks like them. And that's what the importance of our program was. Like what we do, we show that they're just like us, right? They sometimes see their favorite artists and they think, you know, I can't be like them, you know. Right. Now, this is the town, by the way, that Whitney Houston came from. So this is East Orange, New Jersey. This is her hometown. It may be about 3.8 or 3.9 square miles in total, right? And these students just needed some inspiration because sometimes folks forget about them. So it was important for us to bring in folks that came from similar backgrounds. So let me ask that about you because I don't know that about your background. Where do you come from? Where's your hometown? And how was life growing up for you?
My hometown, I was born and raised in, y'all might not have ever heard of this, but Ypsilanti, Michigan. I usually say Detroit, Michigan, because that's where I lived last before I left Michigan for good. But yeah, Detroit, Ypsilanti, not no really fancy city, kind of like, I am like the hood, basically. Like, you know, yeah.
Like
So
Orange in essence is also the hood. So somebody coming from the hood becomes a major superstar.
Well, I ain't gonna say I'm from the hood, like I'm from the gutter, but I know what it is to like I've been on Section 8. I came from Section 8. I came from food stamps. Like I know how it. Like I haven't been silver spoon fed, you know. So like, just to see myself here now is like such a blessing, and I just want to let anyone know that like y'all can come up too.
That's what's up. Somebody asked, what age did you start YouTube? So if I'm correct, it was YouTube that got you the exposure you needed to get
it was definitely YouTube. I had CJ at 19. I started right after CJ. So I was 19 years old. That's when I pretty much thought that, I don't know, I thought it was over. I thought I was just going to be working a 9 to 5, but then YouTube came and I thought that was the end. And then, you know, it was just a bridge to where I am now. But
so how old was you when you started singing? Because clearly you didn't start singing with that voice of yours. You didn't start singing at 19.
I grew up singing in church. So I started. My mom and my like grandma and them used to make me go up there and sing at like the age of 3.
Wow. So you've been singing your whole entire life, basically.
Yeah.
Yes, and you are anointed. So let me just tell you that. So although you might be singing other music, it's that connection. It's this connection with your spirit in your song that actually brings life. So congratulations to you, Queen, for that gift. Somebody asked, how does it feel to work with other artists that have learned the game, like Tiana Taylor and DDG, etc.?
I just love collaborating with other artists because we all have like something in common. We have the same passion, which is music, which is expressing ourselves through lyrics and melodies. It just feels good. Like some of these people that I've collabed with, I used to listen to their music when I was working a security job, and I never would have thought that I would be making music with these people now. And I'm just like, it's just a blessing, you know. And I'm happy to have them as my peers, and I just want to see everybody win.
That's what's up. Someone asked, Holmes asked, how did you manage keeping personal stuff private and controlling the information the public gets?
Hard question, because a lot of things that are considered personal has been out, but I guess now I just balance it out just by not telling anything. I'm a very outspoken person, so sometimes I gotta watch what I say to open up people's opinions and stuff like that. But I guess just shut my mouth, really, to sum it up. I gotta shut my mouth. Stop talking.
You gotta shut your mouth. I think that when you open your mouth, you let us know that you're human. I wasn't expecting to get on this interview with you, but you're so personable and you're just so real. And I don't want to say regular because you're a superstar, but regular where folks can relate. And sometimes people need to see that, like, you don't have to be all of this or all of that. You need to just be true to yourself. So it was just such a blessing for you and Clarence both to come in as the around the way girl, the around the way boy who has just basically put consistent effort. He said in his interview that it takes consistency.
Yeah,
so talk to us about that consistency. Okay?
Man, I ain't gonna lie to you.
I'm sorry. Oh my gosh. When I tell you I have 3 babies here on the computer doing remote learning, they are stealing all of this Wi-Fi. I'm like trying to find my house. Right now I'm sitting on the yard, in the backyard, like, okay, maybe I have service right here. I am so incredibly sorry, Jamila. I've been listening, Anna. You just couldn't see me. But all of your answers were great. Thank you. One thing though.
Hold on one second. She's asking about, she's answering me about consistency. I like this guest.
Oh, yes.
Yes, I don't usually step on your toes here, but I like her. So Queen, just answer that last question about that consistency, because you was taking me somewhere.
It's so important to be consistent. I've learned firsthand when I'm consistent and when we're consistent as like a family brand and just as individuals, it helps so much. I like, even on YouTube, like it helps your algorithm, like, for more views and things like that. And I noticed when we're not as consistent, like them views start to go down like a little bit. So, and then, you always want to stay in people's faces. If your passion is like to be a public influencer or to like, I don't know, just be out there, you have to stay consistent with people like seeing your face, hearing your voice. Because if not, what I'm saying, it's going to be hard to get to where you want to be, as far as like a public influencer or a famous person or whatever. But yeah, I'm actually working on it, and I need to learn how to balance it because I'm wearing all these different hats. So it's hard to be consistent with every single hat that I'm wearing. But that's key, consistency, and just like you said, staying true to yourself. And yeah, just like letting your energy be, whatever you bring out, like it has to be positive. So bring out positive energy. If you want to, like with what we do with YouTube, we always have to be positive because people like to nitpick and all that stuff. So just always bring out positive energy. You don't know whose day you can make.
That's right. Well, you made my day. So Yandy, I'm sorry about the static and everything for you, but she made my day, And I don't mind to make my day, but she made my day today. So that was good stuff.
Good. I love
All right.
that.
I'm gonna tune off. Hopefully you guys are getting we're at like the end of our programming as well. So I'm gonna let you close out.
Okay. Thanks, Miller.
Okay.
So one thing that I really wanted you to touch on, and when my phone cut off before, you were getting ready to talk about it. Public opinion, right? So many of us deal with and struggle with public opinion when we're in this entertainment space. We deal with the bullying, we deal with the, the gangsters behind the computer, all of that. And what I realized is that I've had to push through even with public opinion, not always agreeing with the things that I do. I'm human. Make mistakes, that's just what it is. How do you find your strength and your energy in pushing through with public opinion and people always judging? Because a lot of these teens are dealing with that as well, and they give up or they just get really discouraged. What makes you keep going and keep pushing through public opinion and all of that?
Well, yeah, I don't think that like we're meant to see everyone's thoughts about us and opinions, because I don't think it's healthy. But if you want to be a public influencer and you want to obviously be someone that's out there, it's like that's what comes with it. So I mean, sometimes I still struggle with it, but I think the best thing to do is just focus on your purpose and like focus on why you're there and focus on all the people that you inspire and not the ones who aren't inspired by you. You just gotta like take it for what it is. Not everybody's gonna like you. And still that's hard for me because it's like I do want everyone to see me for who I am. Like I'm a likable person, I really am, but some people just don't like me, like for no reason. So it's like you gotta live with it. Like some people be saying so many like hurtful things and comments about my family and the way I look and like the way I am, like it's just like, and then some of it is like a lot of it is lies, but you just gotta deal with that's what comes with it. Ain't nothing easy in life. Nothing's gonna be easy, and this is just the hard part of it. So I guess just like I said, stay focused on your purpose and all the people who love you and focus on them. And that's really it. I guess the hate that you get, use it as motivation to just keep smiling and keep being, I guess who you are.
That was perfect because I wanted them to know, like so many of them think that they're the only one. They feel like nobody gets this like me. Nobody gets bullied like me. But you guys know how much of a superstar Queen is. And even for her, it's tough. Even for her, she gets that as well. But the thing is, we got to keep going. One thing I remember one of my mentors told me, because I was going through something online and they misconstrued my words and some scenes was edited out and I just looked crazy. Her saying to me, if they don't know you personally, don't take it personally. And that's super important because you are going to be judged by snippets of the things you do. So one, be careful what you put out there to you guys out there. Be careful what you put on your
I learned that.
Yeah, be careful because just know that there are going to be people that are going to hold you accountable to the things that you do. But then the other thing is you gotta be okay. Like, you gotta know who you are. You gotta build a protective wall of the people that love you, and that's it. And try to block out all the noise. You guys, Queen, you and Clarence both have done a great job at that. And I say that because you keep pushing through. Only because I'm in this space, I know the adversity that comes with being in this space. But you guys push through and you do it amazingly. We never.
You know what it is though? Sometimes, when it gets too hard, sometimes you gotta it's okay to I just want to say it's okay to for your own sanity and peace to just take a little break. If you feel like it's becoming overwhelming, take a little break just for yourself and get back to the normal life. Because social media is not everything. We have an outside life too. So just take a step back and take a breather. It's okay sometimes, and then get right back to it. That helps as well with being judged. If you just step back and take a breather and then come back to what you're supposed to do.
That's right.
But I like what you said as far as don't take it personal if they don't know you personally, because everyone that I've met in person have only said good things about me.
Love you.
I noticed that. But the people that don't know me in person, they say all the bad things. But if you was to meet me in person, you would know, and my spirit and my energy wouldn't give off those vibes that people are, saying how I am.
Right.
So that was really important to say. Yeah.
Right. Well, I see that someone needs you. They are requesting your attention. But we are so incredibly grateful for you. Thank you. Thank you. You have blessed our lives and so many of the young people that are on this call as well. I'm sure they are going to go out and definitely get out. Is that Lee? Hi, Daisy. That's my accountant that I was talking about. So Lee, earlier today, I was telling them how important it is to maintain relationships, because you never ever know, one day someone's your accountant, the next day they are managing Queen. Right? So you never know who in your life is going to be a person that changes your life. And that's why it's important for them to, even with the people that are in their class right now, to build meaningful relationships, not just like, okay, we support that summer program together, I know her, but really build genuine, great relationships. So if you need each other, you can call each other. I call Lee for advice all the time. She'll call me for advice. And that's just kind of how our relationship is. So you want to make sure that you are building amazing relationships with people. And then also something that you can take from Queen, that you can take from Clarence and Lee, and even those little beautiful babies, is have multi-level careers. One job is just not enough anymore. Have multi-level careers, right? So Lee, you guys might not know Lee as much as you know Queen, but Lee is a designer. She does t-shirts and clothing. She's an accountant. She's a music manager, and so much more. You guys already know Queen. You already know Clarence. So I don't have to run off their resume. But try to think of different ways that you can be successful, not just with one thing, right? You can have a 9-to-5 job, but what's your passion? What else do you want to do that's going to bring income into your family, into your life? Those are things for you to think about. This is actually our last day of our 6-week program. So we wanted to save the people that they love the most for last. So we
love y'all too.
So grateful. You have hundreds of teens all over East Orange, New Jersey that love you. They will be rooting for you. They will be on social media like, nope, don't say that about her because that's our auntie. So,
thank you.
Yes, just make sure that you know that you have family here with us.
All right. Thank you so much for having us. See y'all.
Of course. Bye, guys. See you later. Oh, Jamila's coming back.
Yes, Auntie Yandy, you did that. You did that. I like them. They all right.
Today was an awesome day.
Yes, today was a great
day. It was so awesome. From Mahisha to Clarence to Queen. It was such an awesome day.
And we got to see Lee, because I heard you talking about Lee for a long time now.
So I talk about Lee all the time. That was Lee in the
Yeah.
background. But the devil was mad today. Have I ever had any phone issues or computer issues?
Ever. But that's all right. Guess what?
No, but
Your sister got your back. How about that?
You know there's a lesson in everything. So listen,
Yes.
when you start doing well and things are going great and it gets too good, expect obstacles. Expect obstacles. No
But
matter
push past it.
But you got to push through. Let me tell you.
And you don't even know our mantra. Every morning we say we are kings and queens, and we are not going to let anything set us back. The mayor gave us that mantra. We say it every day. So we know we come into obstacles, but we're not going to let anything set us back. And we also say teamwork makes the dream work. So I got your back and you got mine, and that's all we need. So I love you, sis, so much. And this has been an awesome 6 weeks.
Yes, today has been amazing. This week, yesterday was amazing. It has been such a fulfilling week. I am so incredibly impressed. And I hope that today was a gift for them all. I hope that they loved the guests we had on today, I'm sure. But again, like you said about obstacles, I was in the basement office first. Then I went to my porch. Then I went to my living room. Now I'm in my backyard because I'm like, no matter what, I have to log back in. And that's what life is going to be. You guys make a way. When a door closed, you go through that little crack in the wall that everyone would, why is that crack there? Fix that crack. You go through that, okay? You use whatever you can to make a way for yourself and make a way for others.
That's
I love
right.
you guys.
So we're going to close out
late.
because it's lunchtime. Guys, the next session is going to be on Zoom, our regular afternoon link at 12:30 p.m. We have some more information. We got some more empowerment. So we're going to see you at 12:30. Thank you so much for tuning in. And Swept, East Orange, we love you.
I love you guys. Bye.